Alrighty, boys and girls, good morning, how are we all doing? We've got some stuff to talk about today. That Warcraft Direct was pretty interesting, eh? Let's get my screens and stuff sorted. All my chat channels are in a weird spot for some reason. Let's get those fixed. Get my Twitch dashboard on the go. Did I update my Twitch? I did update the Twitch title. Righty! Righty. I'm doing some working my way through a little bit of thaumaturgy while I get things set up this morning. Because time is money, friend, as the goblins do say. Right, should we have a little bit of a look at how many thousands of articles have been pumped out? Is there actually official... Is there any official blue notes? I want the official Blizzard roundup on all of this. Can we go news? Let's have a little looky while we get our coffee on the go this morning. Relive the World of Warcraft Classic experience again. The recap. Good. Blizzard has done a full post on it themselves. Nice. So, for those of you that didn't watch it, there was some cool stuff that went on yesterday. Some surprises, some not so surprises, but either way I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I enjoyed it slightly less after they started copyright striking my YouTube channel. That wasn't particularly fun, but we'll deal with that later. So Warcraft RTSs have been revamped. I have acquired said revamps. Warcraft I Remastered. Is it going to let me install it today? Go gadget, go. That should install in about 4 seconds flat. God bless fibre internet. Rumble on PC as well. Rumble on PC is coming, yep. That's a cool one. I don't want Crash Bandicoot removed from favourites. Heroes of the Storm, I don't want that on my favourites list. Diablo 2 Resurrected, I don't want that on my favourites list. I don't want Modern War Call of Duty on there. Diablo Immortal I don't want on there. We'll leave Hearthstone, we'll leave Overwatch. Warcraft 2 Remastered. Let's get that installed. Go gadget go. 2.4 giggity bits. Woo, spicy. What's the difference between Warcraft 2 Remastered and Warcraft 2 Battle.net Edition? I guess the Remastered is the one we should pay attention to, right? And then, of course, Warcraft 3 Reforged, Remastered, whatever you want to call it. Let's get that installed. 30 giggity bits. 30 giggity bits. The hell? Alright, go. Sure. We'll start at the beginning anyway. I don't think anybody expected player housing. It better be more like Final Fantasy XIV plots and not garrisons. Yeah, player housing is obviously the big ticket thing, right? Yeah, I also hope it's like that. And I hope, right? I hope that they really double down on the gold sync with it. Hear me out on this. I want there to be something in the game, and I've said this for a long time, that I want there to be something in the game for people who really enjoy playing with professions and really enjoy gold making. I want there to be a gold sync at the end of it. I want there to be something where top tier goblins can just pump gold into a literal money pit. But simultaneously, I want it to be something that is attractive for top tier mega goblins to do, but completely unnecessary for the regular player base to worry about. And I think player housing fits the bill perfectly. It's the biggest status symbol, dick swinging kind of like, look at me kind of thing that goblins can do. That only other goblins will really care about. That's kind of the point with this, right? They've tried to do big gold sinks in the game before. We've had things like the Long Boy, 5 million gold. a really, really good way to just delete vast quantities of gold from the game. But it had a problem. Everybody wanted it. And so everybody that had no gold had the desire to, out of nowhere, make a load of gold to get this prestigious mount. Player housing, on the other hand, if you can let people spend tens of millions of gold literally painting everything gold, having a massive, great big golden mansion that is completely pointless, but just something for those super duper mega rich goblins to do, I think that would be a wonderful addition to the game, and I really hope that they actually double down on the gold sinks. We've seen 2.5 million gold for a bank tab. I want them to be doing that level of stupidity when it comes to the gold prices on player housing stuff, that nobody apart from a handful of the biggest, dirtiest, filthiest goblin whales are going to be able to afford. Because it will really, really, really help the economy then. Deleting all of that gold out of the game is a good thing overall, is a good thing. Because right now, the fact that there are clearly players out there sat on not just millions, but tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of gold, it's just stagnating. It's just not doing anything. But it means when something interesting does turn up, they can turn around with their big pile of gold and go, yoink, I'll have all of that, thank you very much. And this is what causes prices to be outrageously ludicrous on like crafted materials and stuff, is that people are willing to pay 400 gold for a herb. Like how is anybody willing to pay 400 gold for a single herb? But it's happened quite a lot, and the reason is because this is people sat on ginormous quantities of gold, and that the fact that there are people willing to pay 400 gold for a herb will also mean that the crafted thing that is made from said herb will be super expensive as well. This is why we need more gold sinks. But we need the mega, 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 super duper, unnecessarily rich goblins to have a gold sink. But it needs to be something that your average Joe doesn't really worry about and isn't going to try and do, you know. So I hope they can do something along those lines. Inject a little bit of silliness. Inject a little bit of ridiculousness for it. If they can get away with charging 2.5 million gold for a bank tab, I'm pretty sure... I see where you're coming from, but that means that the new feature in the game is not accessible to the vast majority of players, and that will cause a lot of resentment potentially. No. It's not gatekeeping the basic features and functionality of it. Like, let's say you can put a chair in your player house. A regular looking chair can cost a couple of thousand gold. If you want a golden chair, it should cost 100,000 gold. This is the kind of level of silly that I'm talking about. Something that will appeal to the people that have literally more gold than sense. But most average people will look at it and go, why would I ever spend 100,000 gold on a golden chair? That's kind of the concept. I'm not trying to limit it from being something that people can engage with or a feature in the game. Completely meaningless, pointless, expensive, status symbol. You know, those people that have huge, great big porcelain dogs, for example, you know, totally unnecessary decorations at outrageous designer boutique-y kind of prices, but stuff that just goblins will pay for and nobody else will actually give a damn about. But it will be a status symbol for those that have it, sort of thing. You know, nobody needs a Lamborghini on the driveway. You can put a Toyota Yaris on your driveway and you can still get from A to B, but you know, you can spend 10 times the amount for basically the same thing. Just one looks better than another, sort of stuff. That's kind of where I think they can really dive in and just do some absolutely ludicrous things. New profession too, so we can sell some golden chairs. Well, the problem is if you start integrating the production of golden chairs into the crafting professions, you only generate a way for people that you're not removing the gold from the game at that point. You have to purchase those things from a vendor for them to actually facilitate the removal of the gold, right? If you buy it from somebody else, that's just transfer of wealth, and so it doesn't do its justice. But yeah, I do think player housing will open the door for a new profession of some sorts. The obvious one is things like furniture crafting or like decorations or something. They could integrate that into some of the other professions, but there's not really anything in game that really screams like player housing profession right now. Furniture crafting is an obvious one. The only issue is we don't really have a gathering system that facilitates that as well. So you'd maybe have to, I mean, I'm going to brutalize New World here, but you'd absolutely have to have like tree, you know, what's tree chopping, like lumberjack style gathering profession, along with like woodsmith kind of something or other that uses components from leatherworking and blacksmithing, that sort of stuff. There's definitely room for a lot of goblinry profession implementations with player housing as well, which I think is really cool. Still super hyped. Yeah, it was a good event yesterday. Keeping a little bit more on track though, the RTS is something that we'll have a little bit of a play with. I'm going to be weaving this probably in and out between doing some thaumaturgy in the background. As you can see, we're printing money right now. Absolutely printing. What could possibly go wrong? Absolutely printing. But playing these, I never played these, by the way. I literally never played these games. Warcraft 1, 2, 3, Orcs and Humans 30 years ago. Never played any of these, so we might start at the beginning and see what happens. I did manage to pick up the battle chest yesterday, of course, entirely 100% paid for with gold. I like how they priced it at $39.99, meaning if you buy 3 tokens, you're exactly €1 away from being able to purchase it. So that was clever pricing. Because what is it, €13 per token you get. So you'd be on exactly €39. You'd be 99 cents short of buying it with 3 tokens. So you actually have to convert 4 tokens if you wanted to buy this with gold. Cheeky cheeky. I'm not sure if you can do split payment between balance and then put the rest on a credit card, the extra 99 cents on a credit card or something, I don't know. But we picked that up yesterday. Hearthstone stuff. There was actually some weird and interesting crossovers with Hearthstone. Arena updates and shit I couldn't care less about, but the crossover the crossover sounded quite cool that they were doing. Where is it? Where have they done it? Did they not even talk about it here? Oh yeah, Heroes of StarCraft, doing a crossover with StarCraft, which I thought was quite interesting. Not that we'll probably get into Hearthstone, it's far too pay to win for my liking. And even though you can technically afford it all with gold, it ends up being an awful lot of gold, which I could easily put towards other things. Oddly enough, the Bruto was exactly 6 tokens in both the EU and the US. Yeah, this is it. Like that was clearly a calculated. They knew what people were going to do. They knew that Blizzard knew the justification for putting it on the store was that people could buy it with tokens, and so they had to make it a nice round number with tokens in that regard, I think. But would you say thaumaturgy is even worth getting into at the moment? It is if you are fully built. If you haven't started, you're not going to be able to get there very quickly. It requires an ungodly amount of knowledge points to get full build, which has only just been achievable by me, somebody who's played the game since day one. Secondly, you need a very, very strong understanding of the maths that goes behind it to know when and what materials you should be buying. It's not a beginner-friendly market in any way, shape or form. Just to give you an idea, full build on a Goblin, full min-maxed tools for the job, and spec points totaling, how many is all of this? 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, 95, 140, 150, 150, 200. 200 knowledge points is needed for full build, which without any catch-up is not going to be quick or easy to get your hands on. That's many weeks of grind from now to get all the points where you need them. And on top of that, either a very, very well put together spreadsheet or some outrageous tinkering in TSM to do very, very fancy things. It's by no means an easy beginner-friendly market. And even all that said and done, very skinny margins. As you can see, it's not screaming hugely profitable right now. Not to mention, you also need a briefcase of gold in the first place to buy enough materials to make it worth doing. It probably costs you somewhere in the region of about 250,000 gold an hour just to keep it running. So, the answer is yes, but it's pretty technical. With the new fix, I can make rank 1 into rank 2. Oh, I can't make rank 1 into rank 2 anymore. Do you think it's worth to drop my other profession, tailoring, to go farm acuity from enchanting to get my last blue tool? Why could you do it but not anymore? All they actually did, they reduced the recipe difficulty. Yeah, they reduced the recipe difficulty so that you don't have to be a goblin anymore to do it. They made it so that anybody has the ability to do this, goblin or Kultiran, or anybody else. They removed the effect of the racial, so anybody can take Q1 mats and turn them into Q2. I know I am on a goblin now, but I'm also a bunch of points above the threshold because of that. Yeah, if you're missing the tool though, yeah, you are missing a huge amount of points if you're missing the tool. What is it? A green tool is 11 skill, where a blue one is 18. So you'd be missing 7 points there, I think. Oh no, it's 8 to 18. Yeah, you're straight up missing 10 points on that then. Yeah, you definitely need that tool. I wouldn't go dropping a profession to do it though. Just whatever artisan security you need, you'll get soon enough. Keep filling orders, keep doing, doing what you do. This number isn't very representative though right now. I'm doing the unprofitable bit, which is smushing all the materials. When I make all the blasphemites, when I convert all of the volatiles, it starts to look a bit prettier. But let me play catch up a little bit on this. So Hearthstone was interesting. Rumble is now a year old. 1 year of Warcraft Rumble. I played Rumble. The irony is I played more Warcraft Rumble before Warcraft Rumble came out. When it officially launched, I played it for a little while, but very quickly put it down. Mostly because it ran so goddamn slow on my phone, and it even ran slow on BlueStacks. It was just, I spent more time looking at a loading screen than I did playing the game. Hopefully they're going to fix that though, with them bringing Rumble to PC eventually. We knew this was coming because there's been a desktop exe file for Rumble for a while. It just doesn't do anything when you use it right now. But we knew this was coming. Rumble on PC. Does mean in between doing some thaumaturgy crafting, maybe you can be doing some rumbling, who knows. And then World of Warcraft stuff. 20 years of World of Warcraft. There's the charity pet that's very cute, worth picking up. Season of Discovery is drawing closer to its conclusion. Cataclysm Classic is doing Cataclysm things. We're going to end up in Mr. Pandaria Classic before too long. There's the announcement trailer for this. Still chuckling at Classic. Yes. 20th anniversary edition is what they're calling it, but it's classic, yeah, classic or classic fresh, as it's being referred to a lot by people. In essence, they're just doing it again. They're going back, you know, they're re-releasing classic. We now have a classic vanilla classic vanilla classic. In case you missed the first 1 to 60 boom. I haven't decided what I want to do with this. I haven't decided if I want to have a go with this or not. I really enjoyed Phase 1 of Season of Discovery. But I think the reason I really enjoyed Phase 1 of Season of Discovery was because it didn't take an unreasonable amount of time to get to level 25. It kept everybody within that level bracket, so it meant like there was a buzzing, thriving community on the go. I'm not convinced going back to classic is going to give me those same feel-good feelings, because it will still be split into like multiple different bands of people. You'll have people that will absolutely no-life the shit out of it and will Zerg 60 as fast as they possibly can. You'll have the people that level up, you know, casually, and then you'll have the people that, you know, dabble and take it slowly. It will split people up completely. They are adding an LFG for finding groups for doing dungeons and stuff, which I think might help a bit, but I'm not sure. I'm not convinced I want to go back and play Classic again, to be honest. I wasn't overly sold on Classic the first time it came out. So doing Classic might not necessarily be my thing. But yeah, speedrunners are going to love themselves a good fresh, yeah. I also think it's going to be an absolute shit show. They've decided to do literally one realm. One PvP realm, one PvE realm, and then one hardcore realm. So 3 realms per region, to be fair. It's still going to be region locked. But they're going to start with 3 realms. And what can possibly go wrong with that? What can possibly go wrong? They clearly have either developed some magic tech that they haven't told anybody about, or it's just going to be a shit show. PvP was practically impossible for vast quantities of Season of Discovery. Mega servers incoming in retail. Well, I mean, maybe this is another way for them to trial new tech, trial new hardware, software configurations to eventually move in that direction. Realistically, let's not forget, retail is not far from that as it stands right now anyway. Retail is not that far from it. Every time we have a patch or an update, more and more restrictions are being removed. Guilds being fully realm-wide now really does make it feel a lot more like just one game rather than many servers. If you don't integrate with the auction house all that much, you probably wouldn't notice. Anybody that you join a group with, anybody in your guild could be on any different servers. You know, there are still some restrictions, but they're very skinny. Even though the physical server infrastructure is still there behind the scenes. Warbands do an awful lot to distract you from the fact that there's individual servers running behind it all. Maybe we are going that way, slowly but surely. Of course, we got a little bit more info about Siren Isle. We got an actual release date for Siren Isle now. The sort of the mid-tier bonus zone to go and have a poke around with. Unfortunately for me, this doesn't turn up until December the 17th. Personally, a real awkward date for a new zone to open up on. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm going to miss any content, I'd rather miss a mid-season bonus zone rather than the launch of a new season. So this, for me, will probably be oh, cool, great, we'll poke around, we'll play around with it in January. Or, there's the strong possibility I just won't touch it. December the 17th is about 3 days before Christmas kicks off, as far as I'm concerned. It's just bad timing for me personally. But I'm hoping that, you know, if we do give this zone a pass, that we won't be missing all too much. Or it's entirely possible that in 3 days we can blast the entire zone and get the whole thing done. So we'll see. You miss nothing. The location's going to be there on day one. You take the ring and then go back in 6 weeks when you can actually fly. Well, yeah, maybe. Pick up your ring and then come back when you can do it properly. Maybe. It is up on the PTR if people want to go and have a poke around with it. I've not really gone that far yet, but we'll probably have a little bit of a look at it in a minute. My crafting sounds slow. My crafting sounds very slow right now. Where's me potions for doing things faster? So one of you. Should we actually start smushing some of the stuff that starts making us some money instead? Get this number looking green. But yeah, Siren Isle, new zone, new bits and bobs to play with, December 17th. Why didn't they put the actual launch date of this on the recap? That would have been a sensible thing to do, wouldn't it be, Blizzard? I don't know. Plunderstorm. We're getting a bit of Plunderstorm action again. I think this kicks off in January. Probably because this is not going to... Hopefully it's because Siren Isle is literally nothing that's going to keep you busy for very long at all. Plunderstorm will tie you over as well until Season 2 launches. My guess, if Siren Isle is December 17th, let's put some science to this, right? It's going to be 8 weeks from this point, and we'll get Season 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11th of February, Season 2 launch. If the maths is to play out, it'll be the 11th or it'll be the 18th, or if they're really struggling for engagement, they'll push it to the 4th. But February is when we'll get Season 2 going live. Plunderstorm 25th of the 1st for 5 weeks. Oh, Plunderstorm doesn't start till the end of January. Really? I thought that was going to begin beginning. At least now it's scheduled like that. Ooh. Ooh. It would feel weird if Plunderstorm clashes with the launch of Season 2. Unless it's another one of those, like, yes, Plunderstorm is there for 5 weeks, but you can do it in a few days. You know, if you play Plunderstorm for a few days, you might have it done. Let's not forget that when Plunderstorm first came round, you could technically get the entire event done in like 2 or 3 days. It was only up for a month, just, you know, so people could poke around and people did their tournaments and stuff with it. And people, you know, it was brand new. Just because it's here for 5 weeks doesn't mean it's 5 weeks of content. We are getting new War Within novella, Heartlands. Is that an audio book or something, is it? I don't know. 5-chapter special, but available today. Listen and read here. Okay, audiobook / book, cool. And of course, Undermined. Goblins, we're going home. We're going home, Goblins. I'm trying to keep my profit number in the window so I can see what's going on. We're going home, Goblins. Undermined. Long been known about, but has yet remained unexplored, the Undermine. Players will travel deep into the Goblin city of Undermine, the capital of the Goblins' trade empire. It's a city like none other before in World of Warcraft and stands a testament to Goblin intelligence and creativity. It's experts in both technology and alchemy. The big thing to note about this, more than anything, is it's probably a no-flying zone. Probably a no-flying zone. because they're adding a drive system, D-R-I-V-E. Players can adjust, so hang on, you'll want to make sure you have a sweet ride to roll around town in. Players can earn a customizable vehicle early on that's designed just for use in Undermine. You'll push the boundaries of locomotion on the roads of Undermine and speed through its causeways and byways at a higher rate than a ground mount can. Players can adjust the car's driving characteristics by adding a little extra grip to hug to the roads or adjust to slide and glide as they drift around corners. Want to accelerate faster? Then you may have to sacrifice a little speed. How you customize your car's characteristics is up to you. I'm hoping they tie that in with engineering. If they don't tie this in with the engineering profession and give engineers something to craft, they are missing a trick. But it sounds cool. GTA Undermine? Need for Speed Undermine. I'm just waiting for them to do some marketing with Exhibit. Pimp my Undermine car. It's got to happen, right? That's got to be a thing. But hopefully there's some goodies there, even though they're clearly distracting us from the fact that it's probably going to be a no-fly zone, which might make the zone a little bit interesting. But some smart traversal. What did I always say about dragon riding? I know people didn't like dragon riding, but one thing I always like to point out to people was that dragon riding made getting from point A to B more interesting. Traveling in a video game requires a lot of thought to make it not boring and mundane. Flight paths, that's a 2006 solution. We're in 2024. Flight paths don't really cut it anymore. Let's talk to an NPC and it will just automatically but slowly at a predetermined time and pace take you where you want to go. People got bored with flight paths and so they couldn't do anything better, so they gave us portals. Portals to fucking everywhere. Portals, loading screen simulator, makes the world feel tiny. Equally, not a great solution. Dragon riding came along and sort of made travel from A to B more interesting. And now they're clearly building on that by hopefully making us customize some micro machine style cars and zoom around a racetrack on a map instead. It's a more interesting way of getting from A to B. So, who's played the Spider-Man games? Whoever's played the Spider-Man games will understand that half of the fun in the Spider-Man game is just swinging across the town. They've managed to make travelling from A to B very interesting. So interesting, in fact, that you will happily do it just, you know, just because it's inherently fun itself. So if you can get travel to feel fun, you can do a lot more things with zones, and it's keeps people interested. I never use the taxi flights anymore unless I need to pee. True. Yeah, I'll only take a flight path if I need to go AFK for a minute for something. That's really the only thing. Right, give me some more transmutagens to smush. Is this number getting better yet? Getting there. But this sounds pretty cool. We're getting a new dungeon as well, Operation Floodgate. They didn't state if this is going to be in the mega dungeon style or not, so I suspect this might be a slightly smaller, more regular dungeon. Oh, didn't they also say this is going straight into the Mythic Plus rotation? So, new dungeon will be available immediately as part of the Season 2 dungeon pool, Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus. So yeah, it's not like mega dungeon style, but just a new regular dungeon all the same. More information on the full slate of dungeons at a later point, but it will include the mother load. So get practice in your mother load if you do your Mythic Plus. Get familiar with the mother load and its weird and wacky situations. Players will also experience 2 new delves and variations of existing delves in the current content. So there's probably going to be more storylines added to the current ones. Seasonal updates also being introduced to Bran Bronzebeard, a new adversary to follow, Zekvir, and a new set of Goblin-inspired curios. See, I thought... Does this mean that Bran is going to take a back step and we're going to get a new follower? Or is it going to be that we get to choose our follower? That would be more interesting to me. I think it was initially stated that every season we'd just have a new follower and we would start with Bran. Some people expected, you know, people like Reno to maybe make an appearance as our you know, compadre through the delves. Zekvir is having some changes apparently, maybe a higher difficulty mode of Zekvir presumably. I wonder how delves are going to scale when we obviously get a whole bunch of item levels and a whole bunch stronger. How the existing delves are going to scale. Are they all just going to naturally scale, or is it going to be that some delves will then just enter like easy mode, or are they going to add, instead of everybody going from, you know, maybe 8 won't be the minimum anymore, maybe they'll up it to 15 or something, who knows. Hang on, I've flipping finished me smushing again. I'm running out of things to smush. Make some of these real quick. Get the number green again. See, boys and girls, it is worth doing this. Honest. It is worth doing it, honest. Whether you would call 3,000 gold in however long it's taken me to do this so far worth or not, it's up to you. But let's get all of these made and then we can get back to smushing our gloom chitin, which we still have a lot of. I've still got 75,000 of it on hand. See, we do make a profit. Where's... There we go. Go, gadget, go. Right, 20 minutes until this runs out. I got to do some concentration crafting today as well, I think, by the way. But I'm just trying to keep people caught up in the loop. Yeah, I either need to do some concentration crafting today, or absolutely 100% tomorrow, because we'll cap out. It's the 14th today, right? Yeah, we're looking like we'll cap out at 1,000 on most of our characters if I don't do anything today. So I definitely need to do concentration crafting either today or tomorrow. See what we do. The new raid, Liberation of Undermine. 8 new raid boss dungeons take you through the city streets in the magnificent Galagio, brimming with colour and extravagance. It houses the dark secrets of its owner, Gallywix. It's funny that we're gonna have to take, like, Gallywix is most likely going to be the end boss. Why did this stop? The whole point of this is that it doesn't stop. You gonna keep going? Let's see if it's happy to keep going. And more so than anything, we actually got ourselves a roadmap. Why have they chosen to show it in Chinese? Hello? Blizzard? Why are you showing the Chinese one? What's going on here? Can we have the non-Chinese version, please? Hang on. I've got the press kit open over here. Where's he gone? Roadmap. There we go. Here we go. Here's the roadmap. We get some zooms on the go. Wow, that's like... Can I get one that's got some pixels on it, Blizzard? Holy. Alright, well, you'll have to squint a little bit. You'll have to squint. But, Siren Isle coming soon, as we know. December 17th on this one. A bit of Plunderstorm action. My suspicion is 11.1 will land mid-February. It looks like we're then going to have an 11.1.5 and 11.1.7. Nightfall is likely to be another mini mid-tier zone to go and explore. They seem to be continuing this trend a little bit. Horrific Visions being revisited is an interesting twist. And then bonus stories. 11.1.7 feels really empty. It feels like something else is meant to be in here that either we don't know about right now. Like story and quests, new content and system updates, turbulent time ways. Well, this is just a, as far as I'm concerned, this is just a holiday event that they do every once in a while. This isn't a patch thing. Although apparently it's 11.1.7 patch thing. But that's, you know, that's a nothing burger. There's got to be more to this that we don't know, or there's got to be more things in 11.1.7. So there's some incoming at about that time, I reckon. Or they're keeping that very deliberately empty, because is that not going to clash with when Classic decides to turn up? Whoa, 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 shush yourself. Does that not clash violently? Yeah, look, Spring, Miss Pandaria Classic. There's a strong chance then that 11.1.7 is being kept relatively empty, because that's when they expect a lot of people to go and start trying Miss Pandaria Classic, maybe, possibly. But shortly following, 11.2 will launch at some point summer next year, with a late summer expansion reveal of Midnight. But then very quickly, 11.2.5 and 11.2.7 within autumn, which leaves the door wide open for winter. Leaves the door wide open for this time next year. So this is our next 12 months. This is our next 12 months. But if we get the expansion reveal here, and from this point on, this is 8 weeks. This is another 8 weeks. If, let's say, we get July, if we go, I don't know, I can't do the maths on this very easily off the top of my head, but they're clearly holding something open for this time next year. There may be some time to play some other games in the spring. Yeah, maybe, possibly, yeah. Yesterday you said to watch the stream in Chinese for shits and giggles. You got what you asked for. Well, that's true, yeah. They gave us the roadmap in Chinese. Thanks for that, Blizzard. Yeah, this little symbol, there's already speculations running amok whether this is a player housing. People are suspecting that that could be a route, like that could be like a graphic for a new Hearthstone, but to your player housing. Or alternatively, Legion Remix is a possibility. There's the speculation mill is now churning. But yeah, the speculation around this yellow triangle business is interesting. If you zoom in, a map is under it. What, this? This has got about 4 pixels in this image. I haven't got the full resolution one. Classic roadmap, as we discussed, Pandaria Classic comes out spring next year, which might be why they're keeping that patch in retail a bit more empty. Season of Discovery is drawing its conclusion with Phase 7, probably concluding early next year for Season of Discovery by the looks of things. They are stating new endgame content. I think by that point they should just call it a day, you know. Time of Death in March 2025. Classic Fresh, launching like literally in a few days, which is interesting. Literally a few days time we're getting some classic action. Now we're going to have a period of time to level up to 60. I still think, you know, that they're not doing this justice. I don't think they're doing this justice. I think they should give people a reasonable amount of time to level to 60. And if people get bored at level 60, then they shouldn't have fucking rushed, should they? Call me old school, but for me, Classic was about the leveling experience. If you zug it in 2 days and then get bored because nothing happens at endgame for 6 weeks, then you shouldn't have zugged it. You've clearly skipped over what was fundamentally the main feature of Classic back then, because they seem to expect you to zug 1 to 60, but then they seem to be, if this has got, if this isn't a year of content, not with how people treat Classic these days. Let's not forget that Classic is 100% optimized within an inch of its life, the end game of it. I don't know. This doesn't feel like a full year, and then they're going into Burning Crusade again. They're doing the whole thing once, just over again. They're doing what was a 2-year a 2-year game the first time it launched. They're doing it in a year, but they're giving you about 10 minutes to level your characters. It feels like the timing's off on this, but I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to dive into this or not. For me, it's a flip of a coin right now. Now that I know that the Siren Isle doesn't come out till December the 17th, it's a flip of a coin for me. Do we go and do some Classic, or do we just put WoW down for a while and go play other shit for a month, and then month or so, and then come back in January and, you know, hit the ground running with whatever's happening in, you know, bit of Plunderstorm action, catch up with the Siren Isle. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. New to WoW started at the back end of Dragonflight, so still loads to learn. Oh, loads to learn. Loads to learn. This game has got, well, quite literally 2 decades of stuff to explore. Take it slow. And of course, the teaser for some player housing. Teaser for player housing, which is going to launch with the Midnight expansion. That said, it is a significant gameplay feature that will likely launch with a pre-patch, not with the launch of the expansion.
Let's make sweet profit together.
Absolutely not making the same mistake they did with Garrisons, where it just fundamentally broke the entire launch of the expansion. But Saviour with the 35 months. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Welcome in. That thaumaturgy profit is looking awfully bleak. Yeah, we're not in the good stages right now with smushing materials. You don't make money smushing the materials. The money comes later. There's the cheeky smile. Cheeky smile. Triumphant orchestral music playing. Thanks for that. Thanks. But yeah, there we go. That was the overview of Warcraft Direct last night. For me, the big ticket things really, just clarification of what's coming in retail, an understanding that we are probably not going to get a midnight alpha until about this time next year. So we've got a 12-month period now to enjoy the War Within for everything that it has available to us before, well, at least for me personally, as soon as alpha and beta season starts, much like in Dragonflight, the very second we got the War Within alpha and beta, my brain just instantly switched off Dragonflight. I was done. It'll be the same. Like, this is just the way I play this game these days, but if it is pre-patch, they need to require pre-order for it, otherwise it will make no sense. Also, if it's pre-patch and the triangle on the map means housing, then 12.0 could be January 2026. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to speculate on midnight launch, January, February, January, February 2026 is. I expect a very early year release for Midnight. Very much so. Very, very much so. I think 18-month War Within is very much what we'll expect to see. I don't think they're going to diverge from this much at all. The pacing of this doesn't lend itself nicely to an 11.3. I think this is what the War Within will be. And it doesn't make sense for there to be an 11.3 here if they've already done the expansion reveal for the new expansion back here. It doesn't make sense for an 11.3, meaning that yes, very quickly after getting this in the summer, we'll start to see an alpha appear, probably in between these two, between 11.2.5 and 11.2.7 somewhere. So September-ish time next year. September, October time, I would expect to see an alpha, meaning it won't be more than a handful of months after that. Probably March, maybe January. I think it's too early, but like March, something along those lines. I reckon we're set for March 2026 will be Midnight launch. I reckon. Did you see this Reddit post? Profession window memory leak will be fixed. I did see that. But we've been told that the memory leak was going to be fixed before. I'll believe it when I see it. I also have 64 gig of RAM and it basically doesn't affect me. That's not to say it's not annoying. Memory leaks shouldn't be a thing, but it doesn't worry me too much. But yeah, that was cool. Warcraft Direct was cool. We enjoyed that. How are we doing over here? How much of this? Where's it gone? Reagents. Where's me? How much have I still got? 66,000 of it? Holy shit, I bought way too much of this. Way too much. I'm half tempted to put this on pause while we go do some other stuff, and I can come back and I can smush all of this down later. I shouldn't have bought so much. I should have only bought like an hour's worth of processing. The worst part, he was quite surprised and even astonished by the memory leak. This was the first he'd ever heard of it. That's like I said, I'm naturally cynical. I'll believe it when I see it. That sounds like a friend of a friend said that they, there's too many links in that chain, unfortunately for me. Especially since I know that it's been directly reported to Blizzard devs before, and they haven't done anything about it. Questionably though, if we look at, I haven't been doing this for a huge amount of time, but what's my WoW doing right now? My game's using 10 gig of RAM. Is that normal? That's probably above normal, isn't it? 10 gig of memory usage is probably not normal. And I've been doing some thaumaturgy for like an hour, maybe. So maybe it's still an impactful thing. If you're to do quite literally 4 or 5 hours in a go, it might become a problem. But yeah, this Reddit thread, apparently from the guy who made, where's it gone? This genetics guy is apparently the person who made the mass salvage assist. Decided to reach out to a guy I know on one of the WoW add-on UI Discord channels who either works for Blizzard as a dev or is a brilliant, known and trusted liaison with a Blizzard dev. He was astonished by the leak and said it's the first time he's heard of it. So he told me he'd look into it. So much for the last couple of years reporting officially. That was less than a week ago. Today he messaged me saying that they have implemented a fix for the memory leak and it will be included in the 11.0.7 release. I don't know. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see it, but I'll believe it when I see it. And I'm only cynical because it's been reported to Blizz and they've said that they'll work on it like multiple times before. It's just clearly not a priority for them because it affects about 10 people. We'll see. We'll see. Right. If we smush down all of our transmutagens real quick, craft up the remaining blasphemites, we should have a total, and we can get some of this stuff sold before the price adjusts too heavily. Why is my crafting going slow again? 63% feels slow these days when you're used to... I'm 2 points short of max crafting speed, but that's because my Weaver buff is only 15 because I'm a slacker. I'm missing out on 2% crafting speed, but it's not going to make any difference to the profit. It's just going to take me more time to realise it. Did they fix the Dragonflight crafting speed vial? No, it still works. Aerated vial of the quick hand still works. Right, let's get these down. Where's the other ones? We've got 347 of these. Where's the red ones? Oh, 614 of the red ones. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, squeezing profit out of this right now is literally drawing blood from a stone, but it's an interesting journey. It's an interesting test. Where's the red ones? There. I like the interaction of that when you smush down one of the transmutagens, it spits out some of the others as well. So it's kind of like a spiral effect, which mathematically makes it annoying to calculate. I'm sure some smart person could actually do it, and I'm sure there is a maths way of doing it. I just can't be bothered. With my calculations, I'm also not taking into consideration the auction house cut. So I haven't accounted for every way to make profit from this, but at the same time I haven't accounted for the 5% auction house cut. So I'm kind of assuming that my maths kind of balances out. Probably really bad practice, but as long as you remember that any maths you do for this is theoretical anyway, because of course all of these numbers that you see in any add-ons are often based upon moving prices of real things. Can I show the build? Oh, it's full. It's just everything. It's just everything. Everything in this tree. The transmutations don't matter, but everything in this tree, and then 50 points in alchemical mastery. It's just, yeah, you need all the points. All the points. On top of like optimized full Q5 blue tools. Got dog hair somewhere on my face, and I can't get it. And I'm wondering if I'm just going crazy. Okay, we ran out of transmutagens. Let's make our crafting glories. Crafting glories? Gleaming glories. And let's get what we've already made up on the auction house so we can gain some cash monies back from this. Now, I've still got an absolute metric ton of materials to process through, but we'll get this going to begin with. Blasphemites have been up and down like a yo-yo, by the way, the last couple of days. In terms of prices, I never know what to expect with blasphemites. These are really buoyant in value. And it's odd for me because I think we're at a period where the margins on thaumaturgy are so goddamn skinny that less and less people are doing it, and because less and less people are doing it, there's less and less blasphemites existing, and the blasphemites are far more volatile in price now because of that, which is opposite to how it was for the first 10 weeks of the expansion, where blasphemites were like literally 100% just a byproduct that you sell them for whatever you can sell them for. But that's because breaking one material into others was still profitable from the word go. Oh, this has dipped a little bit since I did my numbers by the looks of things. Do we still want to get rid of it at that price though? Oh, we should have pressed max on that. We can put this in here. Don't need to put it right down at the bottom. Slap this in here. We haven't got much of it. This is incredibly close to being bought out for the purpose of smushing in the first place. Very close. In fact, most of that under normal circumstances I'd probably hoover up anyway, but we'll see. Storm charge leather. Again, I think somebody's going to come in and hoover most of this up before too long. That's a lot of lore drop. Nearly 6,000 lore drop. Holy. Lore drop sells out pretty quick. We'll put it in... screw it. We'll get rid of it there. Go, go, gadget, go. Do you think they'll do something about the tinderbox price? No. They've already done what they need to do with tinderboxes. They're expensive because they're rare. Like, nothing needs to be done about it. If people wanted, people wanted them to be cheaper, they should go farm them. They've already made it dumb level easy to get them. It's just people don't do delves anymore. Yeah, I mean, if they hit 5k again, maybe it's a really good incentive for people to go farm delves. You know, Blizzard's already done what they needed to do the first time round, making it so that you can convert any of the materials from delves into a tinderbox. If the tinderboxes are still rising in price, that's a really good indication that it's probably a really good thing to go farm right now. Go spam some delves, go get yourself some mats. They're no 30k centaur trophies. No, they're not. No, they're not by a mile. People forget that it wasn't all that long ago we were, you know, had 30k diamonds, 30k centaur trophies. It's going to make an interesting season 2 though, because I don't think people are going to be quite as enthusiastic about doing delves in season 2, because, you know, oh, it's just a couple more delves, you know. Oh, I've done them, like, move on. the hype, the biggest hype there will probably ever be for Delves has already happened. And so now we're in a more of a realistic rotation of how often that activity will be engaged with. So maybe tinderboxes at 5k is more like what they probably should be. Which is weird to believe. That is a monster of an undercut. That's okay. Well, somebody'll hoover that before you can blink. So let's put ours in there. Any other bonuses down here? We got some spears out of nowhere. Where did these come from? Right, now I don't feel too bad about logging off and doing some other stuff. We can smush the rest of these later. Alternatively, we'll just sell them back out again. No biggie. Right, I got to do some concentration crafting. Otherwise, I'm going to cap and I'm going to feel bad. Even Cobra skins were 50k plus when the Legos got announced. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with tinderboxes being 5k, even if they do go to 5k. I need to finish my last 5 sets of enchanters to have accounts maxed out at 100 enchanters. Holy sheesh. Yeah, there's part of me that just wishes I had more. Oh, I got my mounts. My Black Rock Warsaber. My Twitch drops have come through. There's part of me that wishes I had more alts. But there's also part of me that doesn't particularly want to level more alts. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. That it'd be really nice to have these extras, but I can't be bothered to put the effort in to go get the extras. So it's probably not going to happen. I'll just be content with my 20 or so characters. Do you want to do that one as well? Sure. I'm going to do a recipe scan for leatherworking, mostly because I don't do one very often. I never suspect there to be anything for me to spend the concentration on. Yeah, in essence, nothing to spend it on. I'm more tempted to just cap it out because it's like, it's basically 1,000 gold either way. Having it saved for when I need to come along and create a piece of profession gear or something. Although that said, this character doesn't have the profession gear recipes yet. I know. Screw you, leatherworking. You're stupid. Join crafting. Let's go. I'm not wrestling over 1,000 gold. To quote a certain Nick Pollum, I'm far too rich to deal with this shit. Craft queue. Wow, they're stinky and all. Double stinkers. Which one of these is going to be more juice? Where's the... We got average profit down there. Well, maybe I'll just do it this way. 1093, 11, 8. I'll make some of these. Multi-craft tool. Where's my reagent optimization? There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Right, go. Whoa, hang on. Whoa, hang on. Are we not mirror powdering these? Well, I procced multicraft all the same, but surely I'm mirror powdering these. Ha! The one I used mirror powder on didn't proc. The one I didn't did proc. Well, you win some, you lose some. I gave up on second professions for now. They are leveling through their daily history quest, so can't move them out of Tanaris every second day. It takes too much time. Oh, I see. You're getting like 15% of a bar every day or something. Or 15% of a level, or however much it is. 10% of a level. Yeah, I can see how that would quite quickly get frustrating if you had to move them all the time. Oh shit, now where do my gems go? This is why I don't keep my bags in this is why I don't keep my bags in category group, because I lose track of stuff. I lose track of where the stuff is. Where'd my gems go now, look? No. Where's my cut gems? I don't even know which gems I cut, so I don't even know what I'm looking for. There we go. Quick emeralds, found them. Found them. Fun fact, you're able to do the same thing in the Pandaria timeline on the Timeless Isle on the daily. Oh, can you? Okay, that's clever. The daily knowledge quest. I mean, the slow and steady, if you've got 8 accounts with like 65 characters on each one, you turn all your add-ons off to have practically instant load times, and that's the way you level them up, innit? As gross as it sounds, that's probably the way that you level up those characters. And there's a handful of people that were quite public about having full accounts full of like level 70s, or at least level 60s, who I wouldn't say have gone underground, but they're less public about their huge, great big multi-account alt armies at the moment, which makes me wonder what they're doing right now. Clearly furiously leveling, furiously setting up concentration alts, I'd guess. Guild order? Recraft on the coat? Can I do this at Q5? I don't have the expertise by the looks of things to do this at Q5, not on this character. I do have a tailor that can fill that order though, and Q5 it. Let's sort them out. Oh, did I actually accept that order on the other character, which means it now won't show on this character? Did I accept the order, or did I just look at it? I can't remember what I did now. Somebody sent me 43 orders for blue alchemy robes yesterday. Drizzling Rose by chance? I know she's looking to get a bunch of stuff crafted for her alchemists. Oh. Oh, I probably can, but I probably can't. Oh, I can do it with concentration. Will be nice. There you go. Sorted the guildie out. $43 sounds low. Yeah, I think she's got her full account 65 set up with Alchemy, but they might not all have the artisan security. Gotta help Mum go set up a new PC. Oh yeah, you said it's new PC day. Even if it's not your own PC day. New PC day is always fun. Or is that because I'm weird? Probably. I like new PC day. I'll vicariously live through somebody else's new PC day. Don't come to me for technical issues though. Oh my god. I only like new PC day when things go smoothly. If things don't go smoothly, I'm not interested. We're here for crafting orders, aren't we? I don't think we're going to have new PC day anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure a 5080 will be on the cards when they launch early next year. My only concern is I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to be like literally €1,000 more expensive than the 4080s, which hurts. But I fundamentally said I was going to skip the 4000 series because I thought they were a rip-off. And it wasn't a big enough of an upgrade for my 30 series card to justify it. Oh yeah, concentration. Never anything to spend concentration on with tailoring either. These early crafters are a little bit boring because they've all got odd professions that don't work well. We could probably do spell threads pretty effectively right now, can't we? I mean, that's barely worth pressing the button at this point, but we'll press the button. I've just realised that's multi-mirror powder all over. Okay. Inscription? What are we doing with inscription? Should we do a few Vansis runes? Draconic treatise on engineering. What? Sure. What's this? Mark of the Auroric Dreamstag. People are doing Dragonflight shit still. Holy. Confused me for a minute there, that did. Still waiting for the 9950 X3D benchmarks. Hopefully AMD slap a V-cache on each chip. But that borders on wishful thinking. Well, that chip is still going to be an absolute powerhouse for gaming. It will fit in my motherboard, but I don't think it's worth me upgrading to it. I've still got a what's my Ryzen 9 7900X I think I've still got, which is still a bit of a monster really. Yeah. Ryzen 9 7900X. 12 core, hyperthreads to 24 core. It's good enough. It does its job. It does its job. There's no point in me updating. Vansis runes. Get an A6000. Just a casual A6000, yeah. Vantus runes, where are those? There we go. Yeah, just a casual 12,000 on a graphics card. Dare you undercut my freshly crafted Vantus runes? Oh, they won't get listed for a while. I won't be selling this stuff today. I don't sell shit on a Thursday. That's crazy. I still got an A500 somewhere. That should give 8% of the performance. It's not bad. Still run WoW in the background, maybe. Still run WoW at 10 FPS in the background. Let's do blacksmithing because it's usually quicker and easier. That said, are we going to be crafting some alloys right now? I think we're going to be crafting some alloys. Do I have an ever burning? I do. Nearly every single time I need to make flipping alloys, so let's just make some of these real fast while I do. Two enchanters, one alchemist, a tailor, two jewel crafters, and a blacksmith, and a partridge in a pear tree. Besides the enchanter, there isn't much else making money. Even with ingenuity, it's barely worth it. Any specs you'd recommend? Well, enchanting, jewel crafting, and alchemy, and blacksmithing to a degree can all make plenty money. It's only tailoring that's a bit sucky. You probably need to reevaluate how you use concentration. You can, if you use Craft Sim, and more importantly, even if you don't use Craft Sim, you should use Craft Sim. It'd be worth doing a recipe scan if you haven't already. And this will showcase to you all of the recipes that you have and allow you to see what value you can get for your concentration. So if I do a recipe scan here for blacksmithing, my suspicion is that charged alloys or iron claw alloys will probably be the best for me, but that's because I've spec'd into them, so I get better value out of them. So you can see here, the best use of my concentration right now is in iron claw alloys, 758 per point of concentration. So that's 7,500 gold from a full bar every few days. Not bad at all. Certainly competitive out there. If you expect, and I should also point out, this character is not even anywhere remotely close to fully spec to do this. Yes, I've got points in alloys, but no, I don't have even half of Ever Burning Forge full. So you could quite easily achieve much better results than that. If you've spec'd deep into weaponsmithing or armor smithing with blacksmithing, for example, then yeah, you're going to struggle because you're only going to make gold when you craft something for somebody else. But blacksmithing still has opportunities. It's just expensive to level. But jewel crafting, easy money, just cut gems. Alchemy, whichever direction you've spec'd in can make gold right now. Flasks, it's hard to not make money with concentration and alchemy. Is it going to tell me to use Q3s? I suspect it probably is going to tell me to buy Q3s, isn't it? Yeah. Q3s and a framework. I need some Q3 oil.
Step
Convenient.
closer and don't mumble.
Iron claw or Q3. How many was it per thing? I don't know. Just buy 100. It doesn't cost anything.
If you find
Oh, if only
anything
you had a
exotic,
mailbox.
bring it to me.
If only you had a mailbox. Let me get on the proper longboy. Oh, Forge Master's apron. Yoink. Love that. Are you legit telling me to use a forged framework? Is that because we've got... Oh, okay, yeah. Ooh, that's a weird twist. That's a plot twist. Why would I be using that one over... That's a plot twist that I didn't expect to see coming. It's almost a plot twist that I don't agree with. But if it procs, we get the opportunity to multicraft again, so that's high risk, high reward, surely. Alright, well, I'll trust it. 8 gold per point of concentration on average. We won't realise that average, though, unless we can get a couple of ingenuity procs. Like that one. An ingenuity proc and a multicraft, we take those. More opportunities to proc multicraft is probably the maths here. Is a little bit backwards to assume. Proper longboy, that hurt. Owner of the original that spent gold cap on it. Sorry, I only mean because I don't have it. I mean purely because I don't have it. It's nothing personal. Guess I should be happy with 5 to 8k every 3 days. From a gold per hour perspective, you can't beat it. Crafting, that's just what crafting is these days. You don't make huge quantities on one single character with one single profession. You stack those advantages by having many characters that have multiple copies of that profession. Alternatively, if you want to make significantly more gold in a shorter physical time, farming is still your absolute best option. The numbers are lower than what they are, but if you need 100,000 gold by the end of the day, you're not going to really be able to do it with average crafting professions. You're going to need to jump on a herb miner and put in a shift. You often have to sacrifice more if you need the gold quicker. Is the way that the professions have been structured now. Guild order. Oh, we're on the character that can do these as well. What's holding me back on this one? I can do that order. Why am I being held back here? Put the proper rod on. Oh, I do that every time. Disable auto swapping. If we put that one on, we can actually do this at 5-star. Yeah, there we go. 5-starred. Nice. There we go. Merry Christmas. Now we can go back to say, swap us you need. The pity saw. Oh no, hang on, shatter. I should have done a shatter first earlier as well, shouldn't I? Whatever. Have we got a vial up on the go on this dude? We don't. Do I have any vials left? I spend too much time on the character. I burn through these vials and I'm not really getting value out of them. In fact, I don't have any vials left at all. Well, okay. Fix that problem. Oops, that's not what we meant to do. Vial of so many summons. These are coming down in price anyway. Something like that? Maybe? What a guess. Go. One freebie. Oh, come on, game. Don't do me like this. Don't do... Oh, never lucky. We only got one freebie. Oh shit, did I have the wrong tool on for the entirety of that? I don't even know. Well, you win some, you lose some. We move on. We move on. We don't worry about it, we move on. If you're optimizing by time, you'd skip the enchanting crafting orders. All too often, though, I get... all too often, I spot augment runes on them, which, for the sake of 3 button presses, is 2,000 gold, or 1,500 gold, whatever it is. But you are right. Most of the time, they're not worth doing. But on the odd, if you don't check them, you don't spot the odd occasion when it really is worth doing. That's what I find. But I'm not super optimizing for time. If I was super optimizing for time, I wouldn't be pissing around doing concentration on engineering. I'm just not paying that close of attention to it. Do we have any concentration on here? Transmute Spect Alchemist is probably still making these bad boys, right? Oh no, because I'm going to be absolutely tragic at those in any way, shape or form. Twos all the way. We still make them at Q3 with twos all the way. Ha! I technically can't even make them at quality 2 with all Q2 materials. We do one of those and one of those. And we slap on a mirror powder, do we? Not really super... Well, I mean, I guess it's not that bad, actually. Let's be real. The problem is I only have a flipping resourcefulness tool. Because this is a thaumaturgy dude, so my multi-craft is also tragic. Oh well, 3 gold for the concentration. Oh, and we get 1 craft out of it. Okay, entirely not worth the time or the effort. Move on. What are these looking like today? Oh, have I not got materials to be making these? Oh, if I've not got materials to make these, it's going to be all the more frustrating. Give me some bismuth bolts. can you explain how recipe scan works? Sort of. Recipe scan, what it does is you do have a few options here. Let's make sure it's scanning engineering and not anything else. So when it scans, you do have a few options. No, here we go. You might probably want to untick this one because then it does less maths than it needs to. Your scans will be quicker if you untick this, but I often keep it ticked just because I want to know that if there's a recipe that I don't have that's making everybody else a lot of money, I might want to go and get it. That's up to you. You can choose how much optimization it does, whether it swaps out your profession gear, whether it looks at the use of concentration or not, whether it chooses to do the maths based on finishing reagents. And what Craft Sim's actually doing is it's running the numbers on every single different possible setup that you could have to figure out which one makes you the most gold. And so when you do the scan, you can see it's going through each of the recipes that you know, doing all the maths calculations and presenting to you what the potential profit can be crafting that item. Now this of course is with concentration. I use recipe scan to convert my concentration into gold most of the time, and it will once it's done its scans, it will highlight which is the, you can change how you sort it, but I sort it by concentration value, so you can see where can I spend my concentration to gain the most gold. And in a minute when it finishes, whatever's top of the list is probably the thing that I will then craft. Like most things in this add-on, you can press different buttons to get it to do slightly more customized things for your desire. I flipping scanned alchemy. I didn't mean to scan alchemy. But anyway, the theory still applies here. Like harmonious horticulture on my alchemist right now is the best use of my concentration. I actually crafted a flask of alchemical chaos, which was slightly less optimal. Shows you how much concentration it will need to press the button and roughly how much gold you will make per point of concentration. So if you did 376.9, multiply that by 415, you should probably get 1,519 is my guesstimate on the maths there. And so considering concentration is a finite resource, a resource that's limited and that you want to optimize for, crafting this would be the best use of your concentration at this very moment in time. But I accidentally scanned alchemy. I didn't mean to. I meant to scan engineering. Assuming, obviously, yes, there are some assumptions here that are always true with any add-on. The assumption is that you can then take that item and sell it for whatever it's currently listed for. And that the materials don't change in price since you last scanned and all this sort of stuff. The default assumptions are still true. It's not gold until you've sold it, but it's an indication to where your best option might be. So now I should be making energy redistribution beacons, really. I can make nearly 4 gold per point of concentration. I can turn this 1,000 concentration into, give or take, 4,000 gold in potential value. So if we go energy distribution beacon here, I can see that if I want to do this, I'm going to need some better materials for starters. Technically, actually, if we go back to the recipe scan, where's it gone? Recipe scan. We can send to craft queue. Is that going to send all of them to the queue though? I'm learning as I go here. Craft queue. Okay, it's now sent all of them to the queue. But of course we don't have the concentration to craft all of those, so that's not really that useful for me in this scenario. Let's see what we then need. We'll use reagent optimization to see exactly what it is we need to make it properly. I think if you shift click, it just queues one, does it? Somebody tried to teach me this the other day. It was probably you actually thinking about it. If we go recipe scan, shift click. Oh no, it's done it again. Oh yeah, there we go. If you shift click on the one, it will put it in your craft queue. As you can now see, my craft queue is indicating that I don't actually have the things I need to make this. I am missing reagents. So on the basis of that, I probably need to actually craft more than one of these. 298 concentration, I have 1,000. I'm going to be looking at making at least 3 of these. So I'm actually going to queue 4 of those in case we get lucky with procs or something. And then we're going to do a shopping list so that we can go get the mats that we need. I don't usually do it this way, but I'm trying something new. Then we go shopping, craft sim, craft queue. It's telling me I need 1 chaos circuit. Well, that's also not true, is it? My assumption is that I probably want 4 of those. If that was the only material I was missing to make those. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh, okay. Oh, now it's changed. Now I've come back and I've opened the window. It's changed again. Let me try this again then. Shift click on that. Craft queue. Queue 4 of those, I guess. Hit enter. Oh, 1,192. Oh, it's multiplied that as well. Now we do the shopping list. It's said we've got enough stuff to make 2 of them, so we do need more mats. Yeah, I either need to try this a few times or just do it the way I usually do it myself. Because often I want to actually make the intermediate parts myself as well, rather than coming and buying them. Missing 3 gears. But if you were just buying all of the intermediates to make the process super duper mega quick, which is likely something you're doing with something like enchanting or jewel crafting, you're probably not making the intermediates. Now we can open craft queue again. And now it says it's missing reagents again. I'm sure this works fine. But something isn't working the way I expect it to. Twos across the board, apart from 3s up here. I'm missing more gyrating gears. I didn't take the auctions out the mailbox, did I? Okay, I do that more frequently than I'd care to admit. This is what happens when you're learning a new way of doing something that you've always done a certain way. Okay, we didn't get lucky with procs. Alright. Me pigeons this way. Let's reuse me pigeon. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I've got some stuff to thematigize on this dude, don't I? Some of those. Oh, what did I make with my other profession? What did I make with alchemy? Those. Not an effective use of time, but... Does thaumaturgy benefit from multiple alchemy characters, or do you only need one? Thaumaturgy, you only need one. Thaumaturgy transmutations benefit from many. Because, of course, you can only press the button once a day. Sorry, that's not true. You only get up to 5 charges, I think it is, with thaumaturgy. With the transmutations. Transmutations benefit from having multiple, but if you're thaumaturgizing, there's no limit. You only need the one character for it. No restriction, sorry. Right, now we're more into characters that are more directly straightforward. Mirror powder, always forget the mirror powder. Oh, you want to use one of those all of a sudden? Of course you do. That's going to make me need to buy more of them. The reason it's using one Q3 refulgent crystal, I think, is because it's pushing the concentration below a threshold that will make me able to craft one more. Still got minutes on that, it's fine. Oh, what? Now what am I missing? Oh, vials. Whoops. We need vials. If I'm out of them now... My god, these are going up in value as well. I'm probably going to need at least 100 of these. Should have checked if I was short on any other match, shouldn't I really? Let's do a quick sim. We're going to need more Q2. Oh, we're going to need more everything. We need to just stock up. We need to buy everything. Let's not mess about. Let's just buy a bit of everything. Today's not the day to buy everything. That's annoyed me. I should have done this yesterday. Writhing samples. We need 5. So we'll buy 500. We need Storm Dust Q2 predominantly. Can I afford 7,500? We'll just do 7,500. We need Gleaming Shards, predominantly Q2s. So we'll just get 1,000 of those. Crystals is usually split 50-50, so we'll buy 100 of those and then 100 of those, and that should probably mostly do me for those enchants today, maybe possibly. That's guesstimation numbers there. Somebody remind me to put those in the war bank when I'm finished, though. Because I'll forget. I'm probably going to need more forged frameworks as well, aren't I? Never lucky. Never lucky. The game hates me. Oh, okay. Stinky. Absolutely stinky. Pigeon. Warbank. Hello, button. Why button not do button things? Oh, there we go. I kind of need to put my thaumaturgy character on another account, don't I? So he can be smashing through all of this at the same time. It's an expensive optimization, that one, though. Moving characters between accounts. It often causes more problems than it's worth. Right, blacksmithing and jewel crafting. I need a thaumaturgy setup. I'm quite sure, even if you don't have one now, it's worthwhile getting one set up because there's plenty of time left in the expansion. Just don't expect to make much with it straight away until it's full build, because yeah, it's like most things, it's cutthroat margins. Do I have a... No, let's make an ever-burning ignition. Use you. Got you buffed up. Guild order. Needle set. Presumably you want this at Q5. Oh my... now, I might leave this for somebody else. It's going to cost me 432 concentration to craft that. There's going to be somebody in the guild that can make that without using 432 concentration. I appreciate the 1,000 gold tip, but as it stands at the moment, I can turn that into way more than 1,000 gold. I'll let somebody else fill that one. Another blacksmith can get to that. I have the recipe, I'm just not very well trained in it. That's my problem. Is it worth doing these cheaper ones? You don't get cheap ones all that often with blacksmithing, so I might do them anyway. You can make a lot of money in thaumaturgy, but you have to play it smart. Oh, it's one massive, great big maths problem. But once you've solved the maths, and you've got your profession in order, you can do a simple shopping scan, see if it's worth buying anything, and run it through your alchemy mill. But that's really, really, really simplifying it, because getting to that point, you have to do all the maths. And doing the maths either requires you to test hundreds of thousands of gold's worth of product to get your mathematical numbers, or you have to put trust in somebody else's numbers being remotely close to what you think they would actually be. I'm in the process of doing a bit of both. Should we just make Ironclaw alloys, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be where the money's at anyway for this character. Throw in a framework at it. This is what throws me. We're now in framework territory, stacking ingenuity even with blacksmithing, which is I fundamentally disagree with it, but sometimes you can't disagree with maths. This is one of those where it works when it procs. Yeah, see, there you go. It works when it procs. Gives you more chance to proc multicraft is the concept here. You don't stack multicraft, but you try and give yourself more opportunities for multicraft to proc. Because when multicraft does proc, it makes up for it. Like that, for example. And if you can get the concentration down to 150 on alloys, that's basically as low as it goes anyway. There we go, boom, another multicraft. Gloom chitins to lure drops. Still don't understand how thaumaturgy works. A TLDR for thaumaturgy is that you are destroying 20 of one material to make 10 of another. Your hope is the 10 of another that you produce make up for the cost of the 20 that you destroyed in the first place. So you take the cheapest of cheapest materials most of the time. And once you've done a bit of testing and a bit of understanding of exactly what turns into what, you can often guesstimate, or at least with maths, like I said, it's one big maths problem. You can throw a maths equation at it to calculate what price you need to buy something at, and if you do it enough, what your outcome should be. You can math that out before time, and you can basically determine that if I take X amount of this cheap material, I should get Y amount of this more expensive material, which in turn should hopefully then turn you a profit. But you have extra complexities, like you have the transmutagens that are produced at the same time, which complicates the maths a bit further, because then you can run those through the alchemy mill again, and they in turn also produce more thaumaturgen transmutations that you can run through the mill again. So the maths gets a little bit more complicated, and this multi-step process, and of course you throw blasphemites into the equation as well. It's just one big maths equation, and once you've figured out the maths and put it to good use, you can often predetermine roughly what you should expect to make based on what the prices of materials are. But that is thaumaturgy. Once you've done that, it's just a case of buy the materials you know are the right price, smush them through your alchemy mill, and then sell whatever you get out the back of it, and hopefully what you put in costs less than what you get out of it. But it's that maths in the middle which you need to figure out and work out whether you do that via a spreadsheet or whether you try and do some TSM wizardry or whatever your expertise is in. And if your expertise is in neither, I probably wouldn't suggest getting too deep into it, because it's an expensive hobby to get wrong. Let's put it that way. Craft queue. Let's clear that one. Let's check orders first, actually. Oh, we'll do like literally all of those. Last week I spent about 17 million gold on materials, did all of the processing, and got around 20 million back. I'm not going to do it again, I think. Yeah, see, it can take, if it takes you an entire week, I don't know how many hours you threw at that adventure, but buying 17 million gold worth of mats, I'm going to estimate 17 million gold worth of mats is probably somewhere in the region. You can spend 800,000 gold. You can spend about 250,000 gold an hour in processing. So 17 times 4, 1734. I'm going to suspect that you threw probably 50 hours of processing at it across 3 accounts to generate 3 million gold in a week. Yeah, would be my estimated guess. Or if you're doing it on 3 accounts, you were probably doing it for like 20 hours across the week on 3 accounts, something along those lines, to get those results. So, you know, if you've got 17 million gold to spend on materials, that's great. If you've already done the maths and are confident in spending 17 million with the chance of making 20, you've also then got to sell 20 million gold worth of mats, which is a task in itself. You don't just put 20 million gold worth of materials on the auction house and expect them to sell. It's also something that many people forget to consider. All of this is hypothetical until you sell the stuff that you make. It is still profitable, but the reason Thaumaturgy is still profitable is because an awful lot has to go into it to make it work properly. It took me probably the best part of an afternoon to figure out all of the maths. And this is coming from somebody that already knew what the process was, and I already knew what I needed to do. I just had to implement it. It took me the afternoon to implement it. If you're starting from zero, if you don't even understand how the system works yet, it's going to take you much longer. Do I want to make rubies or emeralds? Rubies or emeralds, it seems to make not little difference. We'll make some rubies. Always a mirror powder that I always forget. Bosh, go. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of goodies. We'll open them another day. Any mats for the war bank? Yes. Oh, was that 300 artisan security? Let me just quickly see if I'm meant to be doing anything with that anywhere. Max build in jewel crafting. Max build in blacksmithing. Okay, that is kind of freebie money now. That can either go into a second tool for blacksmithing, which is where it's most likely to be spent actually. A second tool for blacksmithing or a second tool for jewel crafting, not decided. Maybe a second tool for jewel crafting actually. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow. How much time cancel scanning the mats? Probably some. If you're smart about how you price them though, and you don't like literally dump 50,000 and make a wall, they do sell very fast. Holding 200,000 items to sell is uncomfortable. I remember in the most uncomfortable I've ever been holding onto stock was during Shadowlands, in the height of the legendary selling fiasco. I remember quite frequently having like 30+ million gold in crafted items just kind of sat there that I had to sell. That was often pretty sketchy, but knowing how many of them you could sell and how much each individual item sold for meant that the whole process was less scary eventually. Your turnover was like 5 to 10 million gold a day. Like it was holding 30 million in stock didn't feel too bad when you knew you could sell 10 million a day. It was actually bonkers. I never want to do that again. Never, ever, ever want to do that again. Ingenious breakthrough? What the hell are we doing with those on jewel crafting? That doesn't make sense. Give me multi-craft. One of them. I think that's the process, pretty much. Within reason. You want 2s of everything, do you? Why are you happy with 2s of everything? You're happy with 2s of everything because we've got slightly more concentration. Calculations that around 12 alts right now can give you a token per week just with enchanting. Yeah, my maths would sort of concur on that theory. Sounds about right. $74 alts, how much do you make with one roundabout? About 2 million gold. It's so funny now. Gold making has got to such a ridiculous state, especially after Remix when people could make level 70s so goddamn fast. You could literally make a level 70 character in 15 minutes. That when somebody turns around and says they have 74 alts, I fully understand that that is a hell of an achievement. But secondly, it no longer surprises me. Like, you can only have 65 characters on a single account, by the way. Let's not forget that. That's still the character cap. That's the character cap on a single account. But no longer do these numbers surprise me. It's kind of wild. In a way, there's part of me that does regret not blasting alts harder during remix times, but you know, you can only do so many things in a day. Oh, we've got the choice of 4 on these. Rubies seem to make the most today by the looks of things. Top tier tools, bish bash bosh, press buttons, go. Yo, another multi-craft, we love those. The question is we going to make alchemical chaos flasks here? Or are we going to be making... 592, 12 gold concentration value when optimized. Hang on, I wonder if I should do a quick recipe scan on alchemy. As this is my balls to the wall flask crafter. So it's either going to be alchemical chaos or it's going to be... Why is it doing jewel crafting? Stop. It's either going to be alchemical chaos or it's going to be vial of bountiful seasons. Would be my guess. But it's 50-50 between the two, so we'll do a quick scan. I'm 100% sure that Remix and Concentration were in the minds of devs. Oh, I'm pretty much convinced that they knew what they were doing. Oh, I was close, wasn't I? I knew it'd be between those two. Harmonious Horticulture also sneaks in there with a surprise appearance. Should we make some bountifuls? I've not had so much success selling the bountiful season ones though. I can sell flasks of alchemical chaos quicker than I can blink, so we might make some of those instead. We'll make some of these all the same. Q2s across the board. Q2s across the board. Probably no use for finishing reagents. Oh, you want to use a concentrate reagent? Is that just because of maths to get one more craft out of me today? Probably. Right, juicy procs. Juicy procs. I didn't build a flask spillover first, but... No multi-craft procs today. You win some, you lose some. Wait, hang on. That's not the right one. That's my conjured one. Where's me actuals? Oh my god, I got 31 on hand. Oh, I've clearly crafted a bunch of these before and then not bothered to sell them. Whoops. Whoops. Well, maybe you do win some. When you find a bonus stack of flasks you didn't know you had. There's no limitation of 14 characters per server. No, that limitation was lifted years ago at this point. You can have as many characters as you like on a single server. To me, the most profitable item so far has been the enchanting tool, the epic one. I went full nuts on the first day, crafted so many of them for 50k, it was similar to the lariat at the beginning. Getting the rank 3 mats from the procs was a huge success. Advertising on different servers made people join a guild I created for the guild orders. Got a 4th account just to be able to spam on more servers. I wish I had the patience to do work orders. But I just don't. I just don't. I wish I did though, because my past history in sales, I think would sales and marketing in general, I could probably make an absolute killing doing work orders. It would the filthy goblin in me was very tempted to super aggressively push the guild for that exact reason. And I was just going to spec into absolutely everything that was like gear crafting related. Pump everybody into the guild and then just craft everything that came along. But it felt too much like farming. It felt too much like farming, and I just didn't. I just didn't. Do we have... I've got these recipes on this character, meaning I'm probably best off saving this for crafting stuff for my alts, because I can't extract much value out of it otherwise. So I'll just ignore leatherworking for now. Let's do a quick blast on enchanting. Is a guild order better than a personal, or is there no difference? It's the fact that guild orders can be filmed cross-realm that's the advantage. If 2 people are in the same guild, like guilds are cross-realm now, so if 2 people are in the same guild, you can fill a guild order for basically somebody on a completely different server, which becomes quite powerful if you as a crafter are willing to join other people's guilds or other people are willing to join your guild. You can basically be one crafter on one server but craft things for people region-wide. It kind of opened the floodgates for work orders in that regard for those who were willing to do it. As we slowly move towards this kind of one server feel across the region. Never understood why some of my characters have 46% and some of mine have 47. I wonder if it's just a rounding issue. Never understood why some are 46 and some are 47. Do you spend Gleaming Transmutagen on Gleaming Chaos or on crafting Blasphemites? If you're doing Thaumaturgy en masse, you end up with so much of it that you make Blasphemites with it. And in reality these days, the margins are so skinny, you need the gold from Blasphemites to turn a profit in most cases. Gleaming Chaos is also restricted to 1 button press a day, and you'll get more than 40 Gleaming Transmutagen in like 10 seconds. I wonder if it's worth speculating about Bountiful Seasons going up in value, even though it might be too late now. Well, on my Alchemists that's fully spec'd into flasks, that's where I'm going next, in case. That vial of Bountiful Seasons will be like borderline mandatory for anybody doing any serious amounts of crafting soon as the day happens where it gives resourcefulness. In a min-maxy world, you just can't forego. I think it's a reasonable amount of resourcefulness as well. It's not like a piddly little amount, meaning that those vials, will go boom as soon as the day happens when they work properly. Wow. Barely a single order. Oh, we got some orders down there that I don't have mats for. It's because CraftSim constantly wants to use Q1 mats that I can't physically make, but they're still cheaper to use, and so it's the right thing to do to tell me to use them. Let's just make some on this dude. We just make Vantus Runes. Why not? I've already got the mats for Vantus Runes. Oh wait, hang on. What the fuck? Wait, huh? Hello? What's going on here? What's aggressive? What? Huh? So confused. Why can I not make Vantus Runes properly all of a sudden? Hello? I know I haven't... What? I've been able to make these with concentration and Q2 mats for ages. Why is that? Why is that now not... What? Okay. Has that been a hotfix? Have they fixed something somewhere? I know I don't have the tree maxed. Where's it gone? I haven't put anything into it, but maybe some of the nodes in here weren't previously. I don't know. That's odd. Okay. Strange. Alright, who cares? I'll make ciphers instead. Let's do you, probably some of you. Actually, I've just recently picked up my ingenuity tool. I wonder if that's going to be... Let me do a quick recipe scan. I've not done a recipe scan on Scribblies for a while. Do we know when winter is? There's some guesses, but nobody seems to have any concrete proof of anything. Somebody spat out a date in December recently and had some justification for it. I can't remember what it was though. Is there justification here for using one of the vials as well? Vial of Ingenuity. If we can get 33 up to a bigger number, can we milk this even harder? With a 100% refund, we can get to 38%. That's worth milking, isn't it? Mirror powders are probably too expensive. Yeah. Mirror powders are too expensive, but stacking Ingenuity with a 100% refund with an Ingenuity tool seems to be the way to go. Out of curiosity, nah, you see, this is where it differs. The multi-craft tool is still technically better. $747 per point of concentration. $778 per point of concentration stacking multi-craft. Alright, whatever. Press the button. Not getting any procs of anything. No procs on anything. Come on, game. Okay, another multi-craft. We take that. We'll take the multi-craft. 16 of those bad boys. Enchanting. It's a double bubble with that vial, actually, because we get use out of it for both of these professions. Shatter Essence. Go, go, gadget, go. Crazy Bear, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Thought something felt off then. Thought something felt off. There we go. Right, we need some big cash monies now, game. Procs for days. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 3 out of 4 definitely ain't bad. Never lucky. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Oh, this is getting filthy. Oh, I love it. The gambo in this is actually ridiculous. Flipping ingenious breakthroughs are... Oh, I felt like I had a one-sided coin then for a minute. I got 12 out of that, and that wasn't even a full 1,000 concentration either. That was 12 out of technically only 4 button presses. That's not bad, is it really? We take those. I hope it's the actual winter solstice, i.e. December 21st. I think that was the date people were throwing around the other day. Somewhat kind of makes sense, really. Love the new Bruto. Yeah, what's not to like about it? I mean, ignoring the $90 price tag. In that regard, I guess there's plenty to dislike about it, but... who's this dude? Tailoring. Tailoring is absolute dog shit level tier for concentration, but let's see if there's any orders up. Nothing that's really worth doing, but they're so cheap I'll do them anyway. Bolts? No, we did bolts the other day. Twos across the board. Go, go, gadget, go. And some jewel crafting. Where did they go? There we go. That goes in the sell pile. God, they're all stinky. How many of these are we making? 4? Can we squeeze 4 out of this? We're going to need an ingenuity proc for 4. Oh, we're like a tiny amount behind. Can we not fix this? Still 205. Game doesn't want it to get too low, does it? 203. 199. We can technically do it. We still make a bit of profit. Let's just burn the concentration. 1 concentration. Oh, we got a proc on it. I should have technically just saved the concentration, but... It nullifies my elitist attitude on my original longboy. That's what I don't like. I'd still drop 10 mil on the original one. In a heartbeat. In an absolute heartbeat. It's going to be interesting in a few months when obviously Longboy 2.0 goes away. Because people are somewhat dismissing the fact that it's FOMO'd to the hills. When Longboy 2.0 goes away, we're still back in the exact same situation. The only way you're getting a Longboy of any sort will be via the black market auction house again. So it's there's probably a small lull in desire for the Longboy on the black market auction house, but I don't think its price would dip below being insta-capped at all ever. Not convinced. Not convinced that'll ever change. It's iconic in terms of the fact that it was the first, and it's big and it's green. You know, in that regard, it's cool. That's why I instantly bought it without even thinking, but I have a decent amount of disposable income. Yeah, I mean, if $90 isn't going to financially make a dent, then you spend your money however the hell you want. I just bought it with gold, and so I equally didn't think about it. It's fine. What do I need for this? What's it telling me I need? Missing reagents. Oh, it's those stupid potion businesses. Oh, screw. Flipping. No, I'm not pissing around with that. These things are often money. Are they still money? They're money enough. Oh, I'm out of scrap on this dude and all, aren't I? Right, screw you, engineering. You don't get any love today. I'm out of scrap anyway. I actually think I used engineering to recraft some crafted gear, so maybe saving the concentration on him isn't the end of the world anyway. No, hang on, we start with a shatter. Ah, not that one. That's expensive. We go here. No, we don't. We go here first. We got a flask on the go. We've got a flask on the go. You want one of them, do you? You good now? We good. Press buttons. Press buttons, press buttons. Can we get 12 again? It'd be nice if we could get 12 again. I don't think we'll get that lucky twice in a row. Come on, procs. Oh no, now we're done. I quite like the idea from Reddit with a Bruto with player housing on its back, mobile housing. The true caravan Brutosaur, yeah. Isn't that its full name anyway? Something caravan Brutosaur or something. It's government name, should we say. I wouldn't mind that. Can we tell what's in unclaimed black market auction house boxes beforehand? Or do you mean the Bruto item could appear on the black market auction house without disguise? No. We have a rough understanding of what potentially is in the boxes, but your chance of getting what you actually want out of them is basically non-existent. New auction house mounts on my Christmas wish list. Okay. Since nobody knows what to buy me. Hey. You know, it's a good gift. It's a good, solid gift, I reckon. Sad thing is that the Longboy currently shows Blizzard that a shitload of people are willing to spend that amount of money on a mount, so there'll be a lot more. Look at the NetEase mount offers at the moment. See, this is, for me, this is interpreting the data correctly. A fuckload of people were willing to spend a lot of money on Longboy 2.0, but that is a very unique situation. Mostly because there's a lot of people that would love to have Longboy 1.0, but basically don't have any choice. And it's, you know, they see people running around on it all day long. Otherwise, I don't think they could so easily get away with selling a $90 mount in any other shape or form. I'm not convinced there's too much more they could do. Let's look at it from the perspective of that they put what the new yak. There's the new yak, isn't there? The mini bear, the mini bear, which is basically the same as the yak. They could only get away with charging $20 for that, and it didn't move the needle on the token in the slightest. It's still got utility as a mount that they're selling. It's still got a transmogrifier. It's still got a vendor on it. Basically the same functionality as your yak, but not a blip on the radar. They could only get away with charging what they did for the Longboy because it's the Longboy. I don't think if they read into the data and assume they can shit out $90 mounts and everybody will buy them, they're just gonna get it wrong because people won't. So I think I think there's a little bit more nuance to it than that, but I equally hope that they don't get the wrong impression and start trying to stuff $90 mounts down our throats on a regular basis. This jewel craft is spec'd in a slightly funny way. Has he got any gem cutting skills? Not particularly. So maybe we make blasphemites on this dude. Just to burn concentration more than anything. Probably a mirror powder. 447, we only get to craft one anyway. Never lucky. I think to make it fair, Blizzard should have a mount optimization for the OG Longboy to be able to swap the vendor to a mailbox. No, sorry, I don't agree. I don't agree. If you've had the OG Longboy, you've probably had the OG Longboy since BFA. I'm sure you've had more than your fair share of utility out of it in the last however long. For all intensive purposes, even though they kind of look the same, they are different mounts. I spent gold cap on it in the black market auction house. Yeah, I know in your situation is very unique because you've also had it pretty recently as well. But for all intensive purposes, they're different mounts. They look similar and they do similar things, but they are different mounts. I don't think they should start messing around and changing the OG one. I guess what I'm trying to get across here is I don't think that it's unfair in the first place. I hate to admit that I missed the vendor mount on there. I wish there was one with all three. That's the only thing that they could potentially do, is throw up a mount that has like more than two things on it, but I don't know. I don't want to give Blizzard ideas at this point, really. I'm missing something. Oh, I'm missing a vial. Oh, I've cheaped out on this character for some reason and only got quality 2 vials. Alright. Wait, what? Ha! Okay, I've run out of
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Wait, what? Oh, I didn't press concentration. Who wants to bet? I bet next year that we will see that. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It'd be kind of fun if we could hire vendors for the vendor mounts. The one thing that's always intrigued me is now this probably doesn't work very well now that you've been able to buy a longboy from the shop, but I always thought the longboy should be still in the game. They can leave it at a 5 million gold mount, but then I thought that if people use the auctioneer on your longboy, you should get a revenue share of the auction house cut. So you know how the auction house takes 5% every time? I think if people use your longboy auctioneer as the auction house, you should get 2.5% as a rev share. Now there's obviously a problem with that, because then it means people that have, like, people who have the longboy pay less because you just use your own. Like, there's definite problems with that, but the theory always intrigued me, that you could sort of, like, you know, take a commission. I thought that could be quite funny. It will never happen, but, you know, we can dream. Sending. You doing it? There we go. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this car business in 11.1. These customizable cars. I'm intrigued by those. Same theme of fast cars racing in 11.1. They can release a small bus as a mount with more than 2 seats for NPCs. Maybe. Only usable in that zone, though. Do we have a release timeline yet? Mid-February. 11th of February is where my money's on for 11.1. 11th of February. Unless that aggressively clashes with anything else, but I'd say 11th of February. That will literally be the same day. Oh no, Lovers in the Air starts the week before. Yeah, I'm going to say 11th of February. It's going to be halfway through the Lovers in the Air, but I don't think they worry about clashing with that sort of stuff too much. Lunar Festival ends on that day. Yeah, my money's on 11th of February for 11.1. Hope player housing will have a garage for your car. Well, I kind of think that this car's only going to be usable in that one zone, which means it will only last for as long as 11.1 lasts. It might not make it to player housing. Because on the basis that they've claimed that it goes significantly faster than your regular ground mounts, and I also think that's a distraction from the fact that the new zone will be non-flying. I don't suspect our little new race car will work outside of that one zone. In any capacity. Unless it becomes really popular. People start doing like micro machine races or something. Could be a nice twist on dragon races though. Drag races or something. I'd like to see it. I think it'd be cool. Oh, this character's got no gear yet. Wow, no gear and no luck. Some drag racing. Yeah, something along those lines. I think that would be a good twist on dragon races. We've had dragon races for an entire expansion now. I didn't particularly enjoy them in Dragonflight even. The occasional cup events they did in the different zones were an interesting couple of hours, but it was the dragon riding world quests. Nah, well, I mean, once you've done them, you know. No incentive to do them twice. Oh, we're out of forged frameworks. We're going to need more forged frameworks. Let's fix that problem before I forget. Cool though if the player house has a stable where you can display your mounts, similar to how the trading post displays them for that month. Yeah, it's like the rumor mill is going to be churning now. Now that we know that player housing is coming, like it's always been one of those kind of like pie in the sky kind of wouldn't it be cool if sort of discussions. But now that we know it's genuinely happening, we can actually start putting some more serious thought process to like how could they do stuff? How do we think they're going to do stuff? What would we like to see from player housing? Obviously, we and Blizzard themselves are probably both very cautiously not wanting flipping Garrisons 2.0. We don't, or at least I don't particularly want predefined locations for stuff and a generic house. You know, if everybody just gets a generic square, it gets real boring real quick. If this is going to be like an expansion level feature, one that is potentially then going to be evergreen eventually as well, ties in nicely with your warband. I wonder if it's going to, you know, your player housing might have your alts just kind of, you know, milling about. Would be very cool as well. There's some smart stuff they could do. Integrating it with warbands, I think, is the clever move. But how that actually looks, we've got loads of time to guess. We've got a year to guess. A year before we get an alpha, by my calculations. A year before we even get an alpha. A very, very early tease by Blizzard on this one. To everybody that has experience with player housing from other games, doesn't the player housing inevitably make big city hubs feel empty? I'm not sure, you know. It depends what because if the player housing allows you all of the functionality that a city has, then yes, it would. But your player housing for the most part should be mostly cosmetic. You're still going to have great need and desire to hang out in the main capital cities, I guess. I don't have too much experience with player housing from other games, if I'm honest, but from the very, very small amount I saw from Final Fantasy, like, all of the player housing in Final Fantasy was in one area, and you kind of had to go to that area. It didn't really make too much of a difference in that regard. People could tinker and play with their player housing and go visit other people in their houses, but you'd still lurk in generic places for the most part. New World integrated player housing into the main capital cities. In New World, you would literally buy a plot of land in the capital city. Multiple people could purchase the same plot of land, and the person that had the best housing score was the house that was then visible to others in the capital city, which is a path that Blizzard could copy if they make a new capital city with player housing in mind. I don't know how that works from an evergreen standpoint, because when you then move on to a new capital city in the next expansion, you know, is there a, you know, is there a mass housing crisis as everybody tries to sell up shop? I don't know. You know how Blizzard are absolutely not scared about straight up. I mean, dragon riding is straight up thieved from Guild Wars, wasn't it? Pretty much. So, doesn't Guild Wars also have some form of player housing? It wouldn't surprise me if there's a strong crossover. I don't know. It's almost worth going and having a poke around in these games just to see what the player housing is like. So we know what we're comparing against. It's genuinely the one thing that would drag me back into Final Fantasy. Soon as I saw the player housing and I saw the amount of what's it called, gil, that it would cost you in Final Fantasy, I was like, I need me some of this. But unfortunately, I never got engrossed in Final Fantasy enough to keep with it. Not to mention, I'd be competing against lifers who've already min-maxed and optimized. The thing I like about World of Warcraft, and the thing that keeps me playing World of Warcraft, is I've got 20 years experience playing the game, and 2,000 hours plus in every expansion that's ever released. This dude's got no tools either. Insufficient reagents? We out of gem cutters? It's cheaper to buy them apparently. $268. Yeah. Damn, we're only gonna get one more out of that. I need to get that dude some more enchanting gear, or some more drawn crafting gear, or some more knowledge points or something. He's doesn't feel very good right now. I wonder if it'll just be a decoration simulator, or you'll actually be able to build stuff. Yeah, it depends how deep they go with it. It's entirely possible for there to be new supplementary professions. You know, if they threw the kitchen sink at it, they could do some pretty fancy stuff. It's just whether they will or not. This for me has always been the problem with player housing, is that there's 10 years of people wanting it, You know, and everybody wants something slightly different from it, and everybody's going to have a decade of expectations, plus anybody that lived through Wrath of the Lich King, not Wrath of the Warlords of Draenor, sorry. Anybody that got the hype of player housing with garrisons and then for it to fall flat on their face are going to be doubly critical of whatever Blizzard does do with player housing, because they're like, right, I've seen this before. You know, I'm not, fool me once, but you know, I've been here, done that, got the t-shirt. Garrisons was not the player housing that it was initially advertised at, and so people will be naturally cautious about it this time, I think, as well. The fact that they don't want to get their hopes up for something else that's then just Garrisons 2.0. This is why I think it's always been risky for Blizzard to do it. But Blizzard has also realised in the last few years that there's this magical thing that happens when you give players what they want. More money. More money turns up when you give players what they want. Shocking how that works, right? People play for longer, enjoy it more, complain probably about the same amount, but in a more diluted fashion. But ultimately, they make more money. And player housing is one of the aces up their sleeves, clearly. We've got one more craft. Never lucky. I'm also starting to stack up mats on these characters as well that I should have done something about. Put this lot in the wall bank. I should have done that on all my toons, I keep forgetting. I hope they go the EverQuest 2 route, but I kind of suspect they'll take the Elder Scrolls Online approach, which is a more limited and less convenient variation of EverQuest 2 housing. Yeah, this is the problem for me. I don't actually have that much experience with player housing from other games. The very early New World experience, I think the New World experience was probably quite good for player housing. Gamers did gamer things though. As soon as they had this housing score, and the house that had the best score was the one that was shown publicly to everybody else. And people figured out that, like, oh, if you put this golden toilet seat in your house 5,000 times, you end up with an optimized min-maxed player housing score, and then every city just looks like a bunch of golden toilet seats. You know, the gamers did gamer things and broke that one, but I think the concept of you buying a plot of land in a capital city, the bigger the property you want, the more it costs. I'm not so convinced it worked in New World because they tried to charge you rent on your player housing, which rubbed people up the wrong way because making currency in New World at the beginning was also quite tedious. And you could have your player housing taken off you if you didn't pay your rent. It was, and the person who there was a guild, if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a guild that owned each of the cities, and the guild was in charge of setting the rent rates. So there was a lot of frustration with that from that perspective. I don't think Blizzard would go that approach, but buying the plot of land in the capital city, decorating it how you want to decorate it, was quite a cool way of doing it, I think. It's been a few years since we played New World now at this point. multi-craft. Hey, there we go. We take that. At least one multi-craft out of 3. +1, -1. Might as well do them both. Balance each other out. Guild charging the rate was great. I was that guild. Obviously, there's 2 sides to every tale. If you were that guild, then GG well played. If you weren't, people got pissed. I remember that was quite traumatic for some people. Spend a bunch on putting a bunch of decorations in your house, only then to forget to pay your rent and not be able to use it. Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. It felt like Robin Hood. It felt like Robin Hood. Big bad wolf came and blew your house down. Oh no, we do have one up. It's fine. Biggest complaint about the Elder Scrolls housing is the amount of furniture you can place in it is rather limited. While it's more or less fine for the smaller houses, your huge castles just kind of look empty. Another thing is that due to its console nature, it's very hard to position items properly. It can take a lot of time. This is the thing that stopped Blizzard doing player housing up until this point. That the game engine fundamentally doesn't facilitate players individually placing things where they want things to be placed. Which is why the garrisons had to be the way that garrisons were, you know, predefined slots for things, which is exactly what players don't want. So there might also have to be some significant engine reworking to facilitate this. Oh my god, procs on procs on procs, love this. Oh, never lucky. Stupid game. Oh, no, that's not the right character. It's because this dude's Alliance. Yeah, those two. What else is in the expansion? Player housing is taking the spotlight, but what else will there be to do? Well, they've only just teased this. The announcement for Midnight isn't until like September next year or something, by the looks of things. Of which I would somewhat suspect very, very, very quickly after the announcement we'll get an alpha. So if we get like an announcement for it in September, it could be October, November next year that we get the alpha and start to dive through it and find out what's what. Right, last dude to do concentration on. One profession which is tailoring that won't do anything. One last enchanter. Then we get back and we'll finish smushing down all of that gloom chitin I bought earlier. Question is do I sell all of this crafted stuff today? Or do I stockpile it for when? Stockpile it for a busier day. I haven't decided. Am I not even capped on tailoring of this character? I'm 93 skill. How's that a thing? Can I fill any of these orders? Not the big ones. It's the big ones I'd want to fill. They're the ones that are going to give me skill points. But I'm not spending 1,000 gold on getting skill points on this ult. Nope. Nope. I've got literally no other options. Craft these or get wrecked. And that's because I have not specced into the right things. I specced this way in Threads of Devotion to get good at making the hats and the robes. This is for profession gear actually, rather than crafted gear for others. This is because, weirdly, tailoring didn't have a proper spec for crafted gear, so you had to go into gear crafting. But that's a lot of points. And it meant I haven't put any points anywhere else. So this tailor's actually just dog shit. Also doesn't really have much way of getting up here. Usually, to level tailoring, you would go like the bag route or something. Duskweave bag or something. But that's 20 points in from dawn until dusk. It's 20 points in here just to get, or 10 points or 20 points in here just to be able to level the profession to 100, which is not happening. So this tailor's a bit scuffed for me right now. Good for making the odd piece of profession gear, but useless for anything else. Shatter one of you. Do we have a vial buff? Something like that. Basically something like that. Boom. Oh! Cockosaurus. You are shitting me. Fuck's sake. What was it? 2s across the board? Bingo. Right. Last turn. Let's get some juicy procs, please, game. Wow. Never lucky. Oh my god, are we going to go 4 for 4? Woo! Well, at least we got one bonus. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we finished on a high. Clearly finished on a high. Alright, some is better than none. Alrighty, back to the alchemist. Do we try and sell some of this stuff? Let's get some Doritos smashing through some materials. Then we'll see how much all of that was worth. Decide whether I sell it today or we wait till later in the week. Right. Have we sold any of our goodies since we logged off? Money in the mailbox. That'll do. Haha. Few lure drop. See you later, 6,000 lure drop. Right. Let's get this lot working. We've got 7 minutes on that vial. Fix that problem. Right, go, go, gadget, go. How long is this going to take now? How long are we looking? Calculating. Calculating. 1 hour, 24 minutes. Okay, that's still much longer than I wanted it to be. We way overbought those materials. Whoops. Let's get... Where's it gone? Craft results on the go. Show us how much gold we're not making by doing this. Nice negative numbers. They have to go down to come back up though, which is fine. Right, whilst that's churning away, let's get the auction house up and see how much all of that concentration stuff was worth. Probably not a huge amount, because enchanting is definitely dipping. It's really crazy to say not even 100% profit margins anymore, but considering that it's a time limited craft, that's still pretty wild. Can we get a quick total on that? 617,000 gold worth of stuff. Now, going by the assumption that most of what we crafted there was like double your money situation, that's about 300,000 gold worth of profit, I reckon, on all of that. The question is do I bother selling it today, or do I just wait? I don't think there's any reason not to sell it today, is there really? Get the money. Get the cash. I need some more concentration alts, clearly. We need some more concentration alts. $100 gold undercuts, 330 gold undercuts. That's pretty brutal. Whoo! Spicy meatball. Are these down to 5.5 now? The market's falling out its ass on this. Do you always make auctions for 48 hours? Isn't that too expensive? It doesn't matter as long as they sell. The reason I do it is just because, it basically means I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to come back tomorrow. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, you know, we'll see. Like, if I'm not overly fussed on actually selling them, yeah, deposits are a thing, but I genuinely don't actually worry about deposits most of the time. Not on this sort of stuff. The profit on this sort of stuff is so outrageous that if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. It's good practice to pay attention to deposits, though, you're right. I just usually don't. See, I can post it now, go away, come back tomorrow. Most of it will probably have sold anyway. If it hasn't, it gets another 24 hours. If it hasn't sold after that, then something went wrong anyway. Right. That one can be closed. Don't you get the deposit back if it expires without you cancelling it? No. No. You only get the deposit back if it sells. On materials though, as long as you're not being too outrageous with your pricing, they mostly sell. They mostly sell. Maybe not when you're doing it in thaumaturgy level volumes, but you know, small quantities of top tier crafted stuff usually sells. If you post it for 48 hours, that means that there's 48 hours of potential for somebody to come along and reset that Q3 market. And if they do, they probably hoover up yours at the same time. It's usually fine. Certainly not anything I worry about particularly. These flipping writhing transmutagens though, these can suck a fat one. Right, let me grab a drink. I'm tempted, you know, whilst this is doing, to go and have a little bit of a play with Warcraft Reforged, you know. We have, where's it gone? Warcraft Remastered. Never played this. Tempted to have a little bit of a poke around, see what's what. Ha! Look at the pixels! 4 pixels. Hang on, hang on.
The Knights of Stormwind and the Clerics of Norsha have roamed far and wide,
It's very
serving
loud.
the King's people with
It's
honor
very
and
loud.
justice.
Hang on, options. Music, turn you down. Holy shit. Sound effects, turn you down. Game speed is on a slider? Hello? Game speed on a slider? It doesn't seem to... I'm going to put it in windowed mode because it doesn't seem to like being in full screen. Right. Can you make a YouTube video on how to make alchemy good? I have no clue what to do in my alchemist. Made him 1 week ago. If you only made him 1 week ago, you're not going to be able to make him good yet. You need to pick one of 3 routes. Pick potions, pick vials, or pick thaumaturgy. I don't recommend thaumaturgy because it's very, 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 very maths heavy. I would pick either probably flasks or potions. Choice is yours. Flip a coin. Literally whatever you do, you put points into alchemical mastery. Firstly, 50 points in here is basically mandatory. Then whichever one you've picked, you want to fill your fantastic flasks or you want to fill your fantastic potions. You then want to spend points in any one of these, depending on which one your flask or potion of choice takes to make. Putting points in these ones will improve your ability to make that individual potion or flask. For a good period of time though, your only way to make any gold will be by using concentration. So you use cheap quality 2 materials and you convert them into quality 3 crafted items with concentration. The wife is calling me, please hold. So we're back. We're good. Right, let's have a little blast with this then, shall we? Whilst we're losing gold in the background. What other options we got? Yeah, this screen, mouse scroll, blah 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 blah. I don't know what any of this means. Cool, excellent, great. Campaign, go. Orc or human campaign? Oh, we've got to do human, right? Got to go human. Start in Westfall. Oh, this is all familiar. Build 6 farms, build barracks. Go.
As a test of your abilities, the king has appointed you as regent over a small parcel of land. Since we must keep our armies in the field well supplied, you are to build the town into a farming center of no less than 6 farms. Construction of a barracks for defense is also advised, as our scouts have reported orc patrols in the area.
Greenskins! Is that politically correct? I don't know. Right then. What the flipping hell are we doing here then? Build 6 farms. Okay. We move that way. How do... Oh, it's windowed mode, but I cannot get my mouse off the thing. We're still going to have to Alt-Tab to get off it. Okay. Sure. Right.
Your will, sire? My lord? Yes.
Farm. Train peasant. Build a road. What did it say we need to do? Build a farm. Well, you look like a worker, right? Build something. Build basic structures. Build a farm.
Yes, my lord.
Put a farm in there. Need 6 of these bad boys.
My liege. My liege. Yes.
You go guard up this way. I reckon we're going to have baddies afoot. This is a town hall.
Work completed.
Trees, money, food, 4 of 9.
Your will, sire?
Build barracks. Not enough gold. Mine more gold.
Your will, sire? Yes, my lord.
Let's go find some gold.
Your bidding? Yes. Yes. Yes, my lord.
Oh,
we
shit!
are under attack.
Shit, move!
My liege.
Where's he gone?
Your will, sire? Yes.
Run away!
Yes, my lord.
Run away! Oh,
Your
you lot.
will, sire?
Kill him.
The orcs are approaching. Yes,
Attack his
my
ass.
lord.
Attack his ass.
My lord?
Stop pulling aggro.
Yes. Your will, sire? Yes.
Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. Stupid orc. Oh, the mine. The mine is there. I was pissed off halfway across the map, and the mine is right next door. Oh, not like this. Right, how do we recruit somebody then? Train a peasant? Well, I guess I've got to train another peasant, right? Right, here's the mine.
My lord.
Can you guys go do mine businesses? I guess not.
Yes.
Right, go defend over here.
Your command. Your
Right.
will, sire.
Go do some mining. Which one? Repair, harvest, mine, or
Yes.
lumber in here? Oh, you're coming back. Cash monies. Cash monies. Right, you keep doing that, fella.
My liege.
How do you heal up? How do we feed him? I don't know. What's F5 do? What's F5? Confused. No, stop moving. What? Okay. I'm not built for these games. Yeah, when was the last time I didn't have enough gold? Yeah, totally not used to that. Build another fella then. Train another peasant. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of 9? So I can have 9 troops before I run out of food. I think. Fantastic.
Your
Keep bringing me
command.
cash monies.
My
Yes.
liege.
Right, you can make some shit. Build a summon. Harvest lumber or mine gold. We're gonna need you to go do some tree business, right?
Yes.
Can you go get some trees? Choppity chop. Make a third dude. We need a peasant army. None of this alt army business. Peasant army. Can you guys
My
just
lord.
go and explore or something?
Yes, my lord.
Go patrol. Make sure we're...
My your
Liege.
command. Your bidding. Yes. Yes, my lord. Yes.
Make sure our perimeter is safe.
Your bidding. Yes.
This map doesn't look very... Ah,
Yes.
fuck him up! Fuck him up! Okay,
Your bidding.
back to town with you.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Is this Warcraft 2? No, this is Warcraft 1.
Yes.
This is numero uno.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my
Fuck him
lord.
up! Get wrecked, son.
Your bidding.
Right, you're nearly dead. Is there any way to heal them up?
Yes, my lord.
I don't think so. Go back to the safety of town, please.
Your
fellas.
will, sire. Yes.
You are
Your
not doing
bidding?
anything. Build that barracks. 500 trees, 600 monies. We need more trees. What do farms do? Provides food. Come on, do tree things. Do tree things. Yes, here we go. Barracks moving up in the world.
Yes.
Hang it there. Oh, that's safe. Trees doing tree things. You're making wood, you're making gold. You are doing what? What does gravel do? Allows buildings to be built alongside
Work
them.
completed.
Each road must be connected to another road. Oh, okay. So, can we go like this? Wang a couple more farms in here. What did it say we need? 6 farms. 2 more farms up there, 2 more farms down here. We are Gucci. Right, make a dude. Woo! Dudes are expensive. 400 cash monies for a single dude. Right, where's our fella? The fuck happened to my mine?
Your command.
Hello? Somebody rinsed my mine. Okay.
Your bidding.
Now the question is can we make 4 more farms without any more money and not die? Farms are 500. No, we're scuffed. We need another mine. Maybe I don't want to spend my money on a farm until I have more revenue.
My liege.
Right,
my
you're
lord.
nearly dead anyway, so you can
Yes,
go
my
scouting
lord.
for another mine.
Yes.
Can't believe I got fisted. I can't
Yes,
believe
my
mine
lord.
blew up.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Remove said fog of war.
Yes, my lord.
What's in this corner? This corner's got to be safe, right? Surely.
Yes. Yes, my lord.
No,
Yes, my
that's as
lord.
far as we go.
Yes, my lord. Yes. Yes, my lord. Yes.
Right, that's the top of the map.
Yes, my lord. Yes. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
my lord.
Cash flow problems.
Yes.
Significant cash flow
Yes,
problems.
my lord. Yes, my lord. Yes. Yes.
Stupid game.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, there's got to be something up here, surely.
Yes, my lord.
We're doing good on
Yes,
trees.
my lord.
Plenty of trees.
Yes. Yes.
What I don't know is where these stinking orcs are.
Yes, my lord. Yes.
Oh, sugar. Okay, right. Get his ass. Fellas.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Just you.
Yes, my lord. My
Just
liege.
you.
Yes.
Can I make archers? No.
We are
Oh,
under
shit.
attack, liege.
Get his ass.
Yes. Yes, my lord.
Beat his ass.
Your bidding? My
I'm
lord.
actually scuffed if I can't find more money.
Yes, my lord.
I'm gonna have to send peasants out to find a mine and fight
Yes,
for
yes,
themselves.
yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
Oh, this is nerve-wracking.
Yes, my lord.
Nothing here.
Yes.
Oh, what's this?
Yes, my lord.
Is this another mine?
Yes.
Cash monies. Gold mine, yes. Now we're cooking. Right, let's
My lord. My
get our
lord.
peasant
Yes.
boys. Hang on, should we make sure
Yes.
there's not an orc standing in there? Right, the coast is clear. The coast
Yes.
is clear.
My lord.
You pair, go do some
Yes.
business. Do it. That's a bit of a trek back though. That has highly limited our
Your
gold
bidding?
supply. You don't need any. We need 4 more farms, right? 4 more farms, 1,200 trees. Right, you keep doing trees then. These fellas are going to bring some cash monies in. You
Your
only need
bidding?
one of you doing cash monies.
Yes, my
Turn
lord.
goods to town hall. There we go. Build a basic structure. Build me a farm.
Yes, my lord.
We need another troop, don't we? 400 cash monies. We need one. These two are going to get obliterated.
Work completed.
Work. Let me quickly make sure we're cooking over here. See? How to make gold while simultaneously playing Warcraft I Remastered. Genius. Right. As far as I'm aware right now, it's a mere
Your
waiting
will,
game
sire?
until we win. Build another farm.
Yes.
2 of you in there. We've pretty much secured the top of the map. Unless any pesky orcs come get
My
us from
lord.
this direction.
Yes.
We should probably
Work
clear the
completed.
coast.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Hang on, what was that? I saw a thing. Maybe I'm just nervous.
Yes.
A thing popped up on my screen then, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, you can't
Yes.
get there. Does this mean this is completely
Yes.
cut off by the trees? If that's the case, we're kind of safe.
Yes.
Right, you fellas What's over here?
Yes, my lord.
If this area is safe, they're just going to stand here and chill. Protection! Oh, we're cruising.
Your will, sire.
Cruising. Need more gold. Oh, God. Spoke too soon. Quick, do monies. Harvest
Yes.
that.
Your will, sire.
Right, these pair are chilling.
Yes.
You stand here. Should we make another dude? In fact, we don't need another dude, do we? Can we trust that we can build 2 more farms before we get attacked? We can never trust those pesky orcs. Are we good on wood? Are we good on wood? I think we're good on wood.
My lord.
You make a... We need 2 more farms. 600 wood. We're good on wood. Right, stop doing wood business. Oh, we need more gold. Guys, this is level 1 and this is stressful. I'm not prepared for this. You telling me people played this for fun back in the day? Holy. It runs better than City Skylines though. Has to be said. Right, build a farm.
Yes, my lord.
Bring it there. We're 1 farm away from victory.
Work completed.
Work. Build basic structure. Farm. Not enough gold? Oh, absolute scumbag. Go get me some gold then.
Yes,
Quick
my
now.
lord.
Quick now. If this thing goes boom, I'm gonna cry. $250. Are they bringing 100 a time? $350. What did we need? How much was the farm? 500. 500. Right, cash monies 450. 500.
My
You don't
liege?
need to bother. You don't need to bother, mate. You don't need to bother. Come back
Yes.
over here. Cash money's in the bank here, look. You're gonna build me the final farm.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, boy. World first. Back in the day, this was the my first game that required a mouse. That's how I discovered magical 3-button mouse with a ball in it. Nice.
Work completed.
Work. Victorious. World first.
Even these children of the underworld are no match for Azeroth steel.
For the Alliance! Oh, the enemy was building shit and all. I didn't even realise there was 8 enemies. I had 8 units. Enemy units destroyed. I destroyed 5 of them. They destroyed 3 of me. Oh, see now, they did no farming. Scumbags. They lost because they did no farming.
The
that
orcs
your
around
wallet?
Grand Hamlet are
You
becoming
just glad to see
increasingly
me.
brazen in their attacks,
I hope.
and our spies inform us
Me
that they are
Scribe with the
amassing a
24,
large
thank you
army
very
to
much,
march
welcome
against
in.
the town. The king is sending you, along with a small detachment of troops, to rally the people and defend the town against all opposition.
Okay. Defend the town and destroy the orcs. We're in a new spot. Right, let's do a quick save-a-rooney. Manthe AFK Craft Simulator. Save. We will come back to this another day. And I say that because my wife rang me and said we have some food soon. So I'm going to call it a day for today, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining. We may have a little bit of a poke around with these remasters over the next few days. Good thing to keep you busy whilst you're doing something in the background. Please ignore this number. I can turn that number green eventually. But yes. Warcraft Direct last night was good fun. We now know a lot of stuff. We've got some exciting months ahead of us. Tomorrow, I've got all my concentration crafting tomorrow, so Friday can be like a chill day. There's a good chance we'll play. There's a good chance we'll have a little bit of a poke around these different Warcraft remasters. Now that they're available. I picked up the battle chest yesterday, so we have access to all of them. We'll have a little poke about, see what's what. Thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.